People, the green room. If you're seeing it, you're in it. If you're not seeing it, you might not be in it. Also, it's not green, so don't expect that. Anyway. 17, I lied my age. You're not 29? 29? No. Well, what's going on here, man? I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Let's see here. So, I want to show you guys something I've been screwing around with really quick. Got that other channel going on. So I've got like 24 baud. I think this thing is a phone book. And I'm not talking about my chat log. Alright, once this thing loads, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we got that other Meeting of the Minds channel, you know. So I thought I would, I don't know, I'm getting back into using AI programs to generate art. So, I don't know, I've been digging around, looking at different things and making different things. They all look kind of janky, but then this thing hit me and I was like, okay, I feel like this needs to... It just needs to be, and I have to make a couple of adjustments because I have to change something ever so slightly. There we go. Okay. Let me just show you guys what I'm talking about. Woo! So I made this little this little bit of propaganda. You know, join the American Mead Lads, or the Mead Lads of America, sorry. So, you know, the Starry AI, which is where I got this, I added a new Art Deco feature. So I said, let's do it. There's a young child making mead. I added a whole bunch of the stuff, obviously. It didn't look like that at the beginning, but I'll show that to you guys. Hope you liked it. Now it's gone.
It's not the official show yet, so he doesn't have to announce me. And I'm not usually here. I'm usually putting Elliot to bed, so...
Yeah, it's the green room. Quit breaking the fourth wall, Maxwell.
Jeez.
Jesus. There's so few green walls, and you guys keep breaking them. Oh, P.S., you're listening to White Bat Audio. Great stuff. This is their 80s action movie playlist. Dash Lost Island. Not bad. http:// White Bat.
White Bat.
Yeah, the American Mead Lads will kick your ass if you ain't, you know, you're down to clown with some mead.
Down to clown.
Yeah, that's what kids still say, I imagine. I don't know.
Sure.
Don't judge me. White Track. White Track Audio. Still working on, what was it, Wipe That Audio?
Wipe That Audio.
I believe how hard it is to start a recording studio or to get signed to a label. Am I right, Cyrax? You know, the Bender Boys wouldn't take me. Killer Clown Sounds rejected me. I don't know what to do. I have to, you know, take the world by storm. Somehow. I haven't figured that part out yet. Boy, oh boy, when I take the world, it'll be by storm.
Storm.
One of my least favorite X-Men. P.S. I was not a huge X-Men fan either. I was like, meh. X-Men, so many more cool characters in the Marvel Universe. I was never, oh yeah, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Poor Billy, indeed, Maxwell. R.I.P. Billy's butt. You guys know that. That story. I can't believe how many of you guys are into lolcows. I think everybody's just ashamed of it unless you're just an out-and-out troll, and even then, you hide behind multiple layers of anonymity. I'm just a casual observer, so I've got nothing to fear, hopefully.
I
mean, Cyrax did say the channel name once, and I believe that stream was deleted, so it will never be used against me. So, woo, I learned my lesson. I flew too close to the sun.
Yeah.
Got my wings a little melty. Had to come back. I was like, whoa, don't need any name checks from old Cyrax.
Now David just listens to his voice.
Raise the lolcow. That's the thing. You had to do it. And once you get hooked, here's the thing. I don't like Cobra. I don't like Cyrax. I don't like any of these lolcows. Johnny Elbows or I mean, pick one. White Bowser. They're all
over TikTok, and they're like
right. They're
not
all, or
super
Tofia
popular.
Chu, speaking of TikTok. But there's a million of them out there, and they all do this crazy stuff. Tibbs TV is another one that has entered the sphere as of late. It's insane. What is up, Matt?
Hey, Matt. Well, I feel like scrolling through my TikTok, all the people that are live that aren't doing like ASMR stuff.
Alive?
Aren't doing a live.
Oh.
They're not live on
alive.
TikTok. They're not doing something productive. Like there's people that go on there and they just play the cello or something and they're super good. But then there's ones that have some sort of deformity or...
I've got nothing against Marion Cobretti Jameson. How dare you? Marion Cobretti is a saint. What I'm talking about is old JFS. Obviously. Well, whatever. We don't need to talk about lolcows. It'll probably come up later in the actual show. I mean, obviously, it does every time. We'll talk about it later. We'll hear you. You won't hear. I'm not going to hear you at all. You guys don't have microphones. I have a microphone. But I will be back so you can hear me and Krista, who hasn't been introduced yet, right after this.
Dog. Cat. Mouse. Turtle.
You're listening to FFOP Radio.
Reach the
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name's Dave. It's FFOP Radio. It's Flamingo Friday. Woo! Can't see it through the microphone or my hair. It's there, though. There's Jameson's name. Let's get that out of the way. Still champion. No one's knocked him off that pedestal. I'm surprised those batteries are still good. So good on you. It's like the menorah up there, burning away on 3 batteries when it only should have lasted for 4 shows.
Huh.
When I start my religion, that's going to be our Christmas. Just kidding. I don't have time for that. Of course, Krista, my producer and co-host, is over there off camera.
I am here.
You know, not for nothing, guys. If you know me, and maybe you do, you know my love of iced tea. So, just a quick tangent before we get into the good stuff. We brewed up a mead that was nothing but iced tea and lemonade. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm just tasting it for the first time. We bottled it, racked it. I didn't taste it. It's amazing. Like the honey character really stayed. The tea, the lemon. The thing is with lemon is when you put like the juice in there, you're always going to have like pith and stuff. And so we lost probably like an inch of it because of all the goop that comes off of that crap. But meh.
Yeah, super good. Per policy, you have to.
Per policy. Don't worry. It's our policy. You see that Mr. Show episode? You don't have to worry. It's our policy. We'll gladly bring you another one and charge you double. It's our policy. You don't need to worry.
Just a quick
Raxed
tangent before we get into a whole night of tangents. 101.
101. And P.S. Raxed out. He's always raxed out. But, no, okay. I don't
Talk about lolcows.
Last thing about lolcows before I talk about Chandler. I don't like that, whatever, his ex-dad and whatever she is, they entered the scene and like they're becoming quasi-celebrities and they're using like Gordon, what's his nuts, is like, hey, Rax Nation. And I was like, don't you hate Cyrex? Why would you say, hey, Rax Nation? Like, I hate a lot of people, not a lot of people, I hate a couple of people in this life. And I would never, like, if I got famous because of hating them, I wouldn't be like calling my potential fans like, I don't want to drop any names, but I would not name my fans after the person I hate, right? Mm-hmm. My family, my friends, my family. We'll get into it. Okay, so here's the thing. Chandler Halderson, right? He's as smart as Joel Guy Jr. looks. And Joel Guy Jr. was just a little smarter than he looked. Mm-hmm. So what does that tell you? The only thing Joel had going for him is he shut up.
Yes. Unless you wanted to talk about other things.
Well, whatever. We'll get into it. What I'm about to give you is a little brief thumbnail sketch of what happened in the Chandler Halderson case. It'll probably come up more so in this interrogation because they still have to tap dance around it. I feel like an unfrozen caveman.
During all the lolcots talk, your world frightens and confuses me.
Yeah, you're the only one. Apparently, I thought, says the thing. I don't want to talk about lolcows anymore, but here's the thing. I thought that, like, people wouldn't talk about it, but every time I drop a casual reference, like, you know, everybody in chat, not everybody, obviously, but a lot of people in chat seem to know what to talk about. So it feels like that's a more common source of entertainment than, you know, maybe is healthy. I don't know. Anyway, Chandler Halderson. He went and, oh gosh, where to start? I'm raxing out, guys. So Chandler was a piece of shit, probably from the word go. Like, his brother seems like an okay sort of dude, but Chandler is just a lazy, shiftless, stupid moron. And so, okay, the cliff notes are like, oh God, where do you want to start with the lies, right? So, fuck, dude. I mean, moral of the story is, he was one of those people like Jennifer Pan, where, you know, you were supposed to get good grades, supposed to do that. Well, Chandler's life was all a lie. Like, from his college to his employment that never happened, to his head injury, to his weak legs, and all and sundry.
Weak
never happened.
legs.
Yeah. He, like, there's this hilarious picture, and if you're familiar with this case, you've probably seen it, with, like, Chandler got the great idea to, like, fall down some stairs, right? Allegedly. And so he fell down some stairs, got a head injury. They took him to the hospital. He, like, insisted upon wearing a neck brace all the time. And, like, there's this picture of, like, the family on Father's Day where, you know, poor Bart Halderson, God rest his pitiful soul, is, like, standing there next to Chandler Halderson, who looks like the Scarecrow with a fucking Elizabethan collar on, and his brother, who looks like a normal person, and Krista Halderson, the wife. And it's just like, I don't know, with the benefit of hindsight, you can go like, why didn't you think that dude would kill you? So, moral of the story is, Bart was getting sick. Bart is the dad of Chandler being a lazy piece of shit and not doing anything, because part of his lie was that he got a job at Tesla and that his paycheck wouldn't come because payroll screwed up, and then it's a snowball, whatever, it doesn't matter. The long and the short of it is, like, the dad found out, like, the college was bullshit, all the jobs are bullshit, everything he's ever said was a lie. And I think the last text, like, you know, was one of those chilling moments that you can only get in true crimes. It's like, the last conversation Chandler and his dad had was like, you know, his dad was implying he knew what was going on. Like, the last message he sent to Chandler was, "I'm ready when you are." Killed him, both of his parents.
He's young.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He had
23.
He had nothing but potential and decided to just literally throw it all away on, like, the stupidest, most short-sighted lie after like, each lie he told, the half-life was less than a quarter of the one he just told.
He was studying in college for IT and was looking forward to a job he lined up at SpaceX.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because he was working for Elon Musk and he went to go work at SpaceX and all this bullshit.
Yeah.
So Maxwell says, "My team lead looks like you." All right. He's cool, so that's a plus. Hey, you know, cool dude. But whatever. Here's the thing. I did not have a fully functional male brain until I was 25. Didn't kill a single fucking person, let alone my parents.
Right.
But that's just it. So the murder happened. He chopped him up, you know, did whatever he did. You know, nothing was ever, at least to my memory, nothing was ever, like, definitive anyway, because they found saws with human tissue on it and this, that, and the other, found body parts here or there. They can't really tell how it happened, but they know for sure they're dead because, and like, what a stupid. It was, here's another story of how Chandler is stupid. His girlfriend's mom, like, because the thing was, it happened around Thanksgiving. Like, the story was they went away for Thanksgiving and took a bunch of just cash and silver bullion out of a thing and just disappeared with this mystery couple up north. And that's when the story started to fall apart. But Chandler, like after, like I think the holiday or whatever, he needed to go, and his excuse was he wanted to use his girlfriend's mother's pool to float around in because of his legs or whatever. Why say that? Why say that, right? Because he didn't use the pool. The next day, when he was supposed to use the pool, the mom looks out, no Chandler, cover in on the pool. She goes, oh, great, I'm going to go skinny dipping with my husband. So then Chandler walks out of the forest behind their house, fresh after hiding his dad's torso. And the mom is like, what are you doing over there? And he's like, oh, I was... And he washes his hands in the pool and leaves. And that's when things started to get fishy.
I think this was not, it was the July 4th weekend.
Oh, July 4th. That's right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
July 2021 was when this happened. I'm just reading stuff now.
I'm confusing Joel Guy Jr. Yeah, it was July because...
They went to their family cabin.
Yeah, but no, they didn't. They died. But old Chandler was burning body parts in the family fireplace. And since fat is a great source of energy, the flame got too hot and blasted the glass apart and cut him as he was cleaning it up.
Nice.
So his excuse was he was playing with his dog, roughhousing with a ball, and there was glass everywhere, and he cut himself. And that's why they'd find some of his blood around. Not the gallons of his father's blood that was surely...
No.
Spread throughout the house. But so what we're going to be seeing now is right when everybody in the room except for Chandler knows what's going on. They finally, have enough evidence to be like, okay, Chandler, let's go over your dumbass story one more time so that we'll have, a solid nail to show to the jury that you are still delusional to this very day. And that, okay, we found your mom, we found your dad, their torsos are collected, and yada, yada, yada. We know it's you. So they're probably going to go over a little bit of the bullshit. He's going to do his like, oh, I'm slow-minded. I'm slow in the head because I fell down the stairs and my legs or whatever. But yeah, let's get into it. And also, this is thoughtfully... closed captioned, which we don't often get, but I realize I'm going to be in the way now, so that kind of sucks for you.
You guys switch spots. Yeah. You want to sit in that red chair?
Right off the bat, they're throwing Chandler into the main seat here. You
Yeah.
can see they moved him.
Water. Okay. Here's an extra check. No.
Look at him. He's such an idiot.
All
Kind
right.
of looks like
Oh.
a motto.
PS2, this whole like what's going on and like he called the cops on the cops because like there were cops outside of his house fresh off the parents' murder.
Nice.
And he like there's recordings of this where he's like, hey, like there are cops outside the house, like should I be
What?
worried? And like this whole like what's going on, like I don't like it's the
Well, he reported his
Right,
parents
So
missing.
we're just going to talk to you a little bit more, okay?
huh. Look at him.
Some scenes here. The other one. All right, just so you know, I'm gonna record stuff, okay? It just helps me remember everything and picks up everything that we talk about.
Wait, the stream with the cops falling in love with the other fat guy. What was that one?
All right.
Oh,
So
that was the
Brian
one from last week where they were like best friends eating Subway together.
Oh, right. Todd Colehap. Yeah, you're right.
I fucking love you, Todd. You're
I
the
fucking
best.
love you, Todd. When
God
this is
damn
all
it.
said and done and we get you acquitted of these horrible, heinous murders, can I fucking have you sell me a house, Todd?
Can I be your cellmate?
Yeah, the Subway guy, Todd Colehap, the footlonger. I remember now. Okay, thank you. Thank you for bringing me back to reality.
Trump Detective Dane County Sheriff's Office. We spoke yesterday.
Yeah. Chandler Halderson.
Yep. What's your middle initial, Jan?
M.
M as in Michael.
Michael.
And then your birth date.
3/15/1998.
Yeah.
1998,
And your cell
guys.
phone I already have. We've been talking on that.
Yeah, not even Jersey Mike's.
That's not love.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Not that we need to talk about Todd Colehap anymore, but like it just felt like since they were these good old boys and like none of them rose above like the palette of fast food when he was like, hey, Todd, what can I get you? There's KFC, there's McDonald's, there's Burger King, there's Whataburger, there's Subway. He never was there even like such an Applebee's or a Red Lobster
Right.
or a Red Robin thrown out there. It's like in the food pyramid of fast food, the shit at the bottom is your cheapest, and he never rose to even the second rung. Oh, I got you, Todd. You like tomatoes? Oh, fuck, dude, I love tomatoes too. Fuck, dude.
What kind
we're
of chips you like? You
we're
like?
so fucking cool, Todd.
So obviously we're here. We want to talk a little.
Obviously,
bit
we're
about,
here.
Here we are
Your parents going missing, right, Krista and
with this
Bart?
green table. They're gonna say Krista so many times. It's gonna be
Before
weird.
we get started,
Right, because she died.
just because you're up here, okay?
Huh?
So I'm just going to
Huh?
read you your constitutional rights, okay? So,
So
this is the
fucking
county
stupid.
issued
Just
card
look at
that they
him.
Give us. So I'll just read them to you right off the card, okay? You have the right to remain silent.
I'm not going to make them up. I'm not going to throw anything that you won't, expect. I'm just going to read it off the card, Chandler. So buckle up and get ready for the card, which I can recite backwards in my sleep in Russian at this point.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with
love
a
you,
lawyer
Todd.
before questioning and to
Oh, yeah,
have a
Todd is
lawyer
a cheap
present
date.
with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at public expense before or during any questioning.
He is going to
if
say,
you so
wait, what?
wish.
You've seen this
If you
before.
decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop the question and remain
Look
silent
at his
any time you
fucking
wish.
face.
And the right to ask for and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during the questioning.
Okay.
Do you understand the rights I just read you?
I do.
Okay. Realizing that you have these rights, are you now willing to answer questions or make a statement?
Long pause. The pause continues.
Just need a yes. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the second one.
Right.
What-
Here's the thing. When a question is asked, motherfucker, you can't just sit there.
Hey, there was no inflection to the guy's tone, so maybe that's what he was waiting for.
Do is a question. Like what, where, when, how, do.
Do.
These are all things that start questions.
With W.
Like, not all questions have to start with W, but they have to start with something that goes duh, and it was do. Do you understand, you fucking moron?
He's like, wait, that's what they say to bad guys on TV.
Hey, whoa, are you guys Stabler and Olivia?
Okay, so I'll just read it again. Realizing
Oh,
that you have
God.
these rights, are you now willing to answer questions or make a statement?
Oh, I will make a statement.
Okay.
But I won't answer questions.
You're willing to talk.
Can I
I'm
have
not going to answer any more questions. He's not going to answer any more questions till he gets Chinese food.
the card so I could read it? I missed.
Yeah, he lost his fake job at Tesla.
Sorry,
I can
I'm
read
still
it.
having a little bit of problems. The third one.
I'll read it. We'll just start all over.
The
Yeah, we'll just read
third.
them all again. No big deal.
All right. So you have the right to remain silent.
Why not let
Anything
him
you
read
say
it?
can and will
Are they
be
not
used
allowed
against
to
you
let
in
him
a
read
court
it?
of law.
No. I mean, it depends on the municipality, but since they're not letting him, he can't. Oftentimes, they will, again, depending on the municipality, this guy's got to read it from a card. We've seen it on this show where they'll go, here's a piece of paper. Read
Right.
the first one aloud, and then you can read the rest yourself. I don't give a fuck. Just sign it. It depends on the municipality. Since they're not giving him the card, that makes me think that they have to pay for those cards and they stay in his fucking wallet. And P.S., I don't want to accommodate this asshole any further. I'm going to read the fucking card, moron. Listen, and then when there's a silence after the word do, what, when, why, or how,
It's yes or no.
snap to.
You have the right to consult with a lawyer before questioning.
Do you
and
like
to have a
rights,
lawyer present
Chandler?
with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at public
not
expense
getting a
before
sub.
or during the questioning, if you so wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present,
Is that
you
the
have the
third
right
one?
to stop the questioning and remain silent at any time you wish, and the right to ask for and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during the questioning.
Okay.
So then the only two questions I
get it.
asked were, do you understand?
Yeah,
your
I
rights?
understand, and I am willing to make a statement.
Okay.
Thank God. Now we've got that really
Anyway,
hammered into the ground for the eighth fucking
like,
time.
Like we already said, I talked to you yesterday. So today is July 8th. It's
You killed
about
your parents 4 days
5:11 now.
ago?
We started talking at 5:08. So yesterday, July 7th, I came to your house where you live with your parents, Bart and Krista Halderson. And the reason I was there is you had gone to the Windsor Police Department and reported them missing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad you remember
I
that.
went to go to the department. I went to the office break room
Mm-hmm.
area.
In the same building.
I think it's mixed.
Right. When you walk into the police department, even if they take you to the break room, you're still there. Like if you're at your job, right, and you walk into the break room, you're still at your job. Like you haven't transgressed any boundaries. You're still at your job.
Yeah, it's still work.
They didn't take my statement at the police department. They took me into the break room. Right. Thanks, Chandler.
Stand at
I
the
fucking love you,
city
dude.
hall.
Okay. But nonetheless, a deputy came and spoke to you. Okay. So you reported your parents missing. We got some information from you yesterday. We've been following leads last night.
Cool.
Working today to go through different things. Just trying to locate them, right?
Something that I don't think anybody, especially me, watching this multiple times, I don't, you sort of lose sight of what the reality of the situation is because Chandler is such a fucking moron. Is like, imagine your parents going missing. You're 23 to 26, and both of your parents just straight up disappear. Are you going to walk into a police department and be like, oh, yeah, wait, what are rights? Are you? Like, I would be freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, at 20, I would, like, he's probably still on his parents' insurance. And he's like, oh, what?
Oh, I'm sure.
Bart? My dad's name is Bort.
Bort?
So I guess if you want to start with,
Seriously. Everybody be
let's just
losing
go
their
back
shit.
to last Wednesday.
Wednesday. I was with my dad.
Killing him. Whoops.
What time Wednesday? I remember it.
Yeah.
Kind of a bad day.
Right. And here's the thing. Put you in any situation where you're basically one level removed from that person. So you got, from you branching off, you've got brothers and sisters, moms and dads, wife, children, etc. So anything that's only one step removed, right? You'd be losing your shit. Like, I would be burning through the entire state supply of gas if either my child or my wife went missing and I had even an inkling of where they were. I wouldn't be like, oh, hey, my kid, like 3 days ago he was here, but like today, not so much. Can you guys, like...
It's real quiet in our house.
I mean, I don't want to bother you, and I called the non-emergency line for a reason, but you think you could, like, maybe help me, help a brother out?
Okay. Why was it a bad day?
Well, my mom had work, so she was gone. My dad and I were watching something over lunch. It was The Wheel of Fortune.
I love
And
Wheel of
we have-
Fortune.
We
Chandler
normally have
Halderson.
the couch, like, with our
Am
back
I going
facing,
home after
like,
this?
The table we sat at the end of you coming.
Downstairs or upstairs?
Downstairs.
Okay.
In that room with the TV.
Why would you say you usually, like, if the couch... Here's the thing. My couch doesn't move. It stays in the same place because it faces the TV. But to be like, well, normally we'd sit with our backs against the back of the couch and facing the TV. It's like, what? Yeah.
No shit.
Hey, whoa, you were staring at the wall?
TV.
Can I use your
I
pool?
tossed the ball, and I smashed the glass
Didn't happen.
with the dog. The dog's help.
The dogs help.
Yeah.
Me and the
Set my
dog, we
dad off.
teamed up to break the fireplace.
Yeah.
Tried to clean it up. I don't know about him, but I got injured.
Did I forget to tell you, detectives, I'm autistic?
He was mad.
He's far down the
He didn't really
spectrum.
talk to me too much that day.
This is all a ploy. He's just acting stupid because he has to act like a water-headed idiot.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's the hardest part about a lie. Is like when you are suffering from something legitimately or you're telling the truth, it comes naturally because it's a part of who you are. It's woven into your very being because it's the truth of the matter and it's who you are. But to be like... so vague about your own life and like, I don't know, man.
My mom got home at 5, I believe. That's her normal, 5:20 to 5:30.
But you said 5, Chandler.
What time
What's-
does she work, do you know?
7:30 is when she leaves. I don't know her hours, but I know when she leaves
Okay.
is 7:30. And then all the way up till 5, and she comes.
Really quick, I'm sure I'm confusing these, but this might be a Gran Tomato thing where I think I'm just confusing them because I keep seeing the picture of, I think, Gran Tomato's mom like slumped over her keyboard.
No, they couldn't find the mom.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Every time he talks about her, I go, oh, whoa, she came home and she got on the computer, but that's Grant.
Well, yeah, because he reminded me of Grant, like immediately when he sat down. My God,
Yeah, they're both mama's boys and morons and like coddled little idiots. So, I mean, they're probably best friends in prison wherever they are.
yeah.
Come on, internet. do this to me. Yeah, technology, guys. I apologize for this. Let's just get that out of the way for a minute. What's going on with you guys? You enjoying this Chandler Halderson sort of thing going on? There we go. Sorry about that. Back at it.
He helped me put him in a bed before
Okay.
and Thursday, but they put it into a bed so I could sleep near the bathroom, and the dogs sleep in that floor. So
Okay.
they'll be a lot better if they're sleeping on that floor.
Downstairs floor.
What?
Yeah,
Just cooler for them or something?
kind of. Yeah.
Probably.
God. Yeah.
All right, so you were
It's a lot better for them, detective. Oh, really? Why? God, like, if you tell a lie, you're going to have to tell more lies. You can't just be like, I work for SpaceX and then never bring home a paycheck.
tossing a ball. What type of ball was it?
It's this gross, hairy tennis ball that Rizzo loves.
Yeah, you can
Just like a
often just
green
break
tennis ball, like normal.
tempered glass meant to shield you from the heat of a fireplace with just a,
Not like a tennis racket.
you know, blast that thing
Yeah.
apart with a tennis ball. You can take down a house with a tennis ball. I'm surprised they weren't pulling Chandler and his family out of the rubble.
They don't chew
Dog.
those. My dog chews those out of any tennis ball. They just chew the squeakers out and then they don't play with them anymore. All right, so you're just
That's
tossing
fun,
that
detective.
around.
Thanks.
Broke the fireplace glass. You said you were injured. What type of injury?
I got a pretty deep hole in my foot.
The-
I mean, there's no way he's as smart as David K. Maxwell.
Last night, Mary looked at it and she said the reason it keeps bleeding is because there's glass in it.
Keep picking
Oh,
at
that's
it.
you showed us your toe.
Yeah, I showed the
My
effective
toe. This is in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
4th of July was coming round, and I cut my toe on a
that
piece of
one.
glass.
It could be infected, is what she's thinking, but Neosporin's been helping.
Okay. Good. Keeping it clean and stuff.
Real quick. Remember when Sally started putting Neosporin on Cyrax's head? It started getting rid of those scabs. I wonder why that stopped. Whack
Best
the
you can.
sheet on the
I
banister.
don't know.
Yeah.
Don't bleed on the rug, Chandler.
Wednesday,
Parents will
that's
kill me.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Oh man, I busted the fireplace apart. Now I cut my toe. Oh, my parents could kill me.
Got all the glass out of the dog's hair.
Glass out of the
She didn't
dog's
sustain
hair.
Any injuries?
Good.
Good.
Nothing even on her nose. She got it with her shoulder bone, I believe.
Why are we still talking about?
Like, P.S. It's not like it's one of those pieces of safety glass, right? Like you see on Fail Army where people are opening and closing doors or whatever. They'll be hanging in houses and they'll just explode into a zillion pieces because that's what they're made to do. Like, fire safe glass isn't made to do that. There's no way that, like, he threw the ball, the dog impacted, and he was just showered in sprinkling, glittering bits of, like, he had to brush out the dog's hair like it was dandruff. This story's ridiculous.
The dog could lie better than this.
So glass dog. That was
Where's the
roughly
dog?
around 2. And then
The dog has
the
to go to
rest, he didn't
foster
really
care
talk
now.
to me. I went back to doing like a job search, kind of just shitting my day away. Just getting games, YouTube maybe.
Just gay games.
That's when I came across one of the jobs I liked. Then
SpaceX, I
5
figured
o'clock,
I'd go get that.
Yeah, why not?
Mom came home. Dinner,
What do you guys have Wednesday night?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
What a weird sentence. And then my mom came home.
Dinner.
Dinner? If the detective hadn't have stopped and been like, what'd you guys have? He probably would have just sat there and been like, dinner? And it would have hung in the air like a caption in a cartoon until you flipped a page.
Yeah, the dog needs therapy.
Who made it?
My
I think
mom.
it was
DiGiorno?
probably just stuff from the fridge.
Okay.
So nobody
I
made
think
it? It came out of the fridge by itself?
Yep.
Sure.
Even if I pull stuff out of the fridge to make for dinner, it's me doing it.
By the way, a detective at my house said something's happened, and while they're leaving, people were going inside. Is there a warrant for my house?
It's not your
Should
house.
there be?
No, I'm just wondering if.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Again, not to belabor this point, but if Krista or my son disappears, I will put up with any embarrassment as a result of the fallout if they have to rip my house apart in an effort to find those two people. They can find the grossest, weirdest stuff, anything that I keep shamefully hidden around the house, which isn't much. But I would throw all of that by the wayside to be like, where the fuck are they? I would be like, wait, you guys have a warrant? Like, my comic books. Like, broski. The fuck, dude? It's your parents.
As far as I know, they were at your house and they were going to be there talking to you to ask if you would come up here and talk to us.
But Officer Haley just like walked pretty much into the gate. You know,
Oh my God, he walked into the gate.
God
Just kind
damn.
of walked in. I was wondering.
Was that when you were getting your wallet?
No, we were. I was in the car waiting to leave. I was just wondering if everything's okay because she said something's happened.
Dude, nothing is okay. Your fucking parents have disappeared,
Yeah.
and you are hyper focused on Agent Haley or whatever her fucking name is walking through a gate. Everybody on the planet Earth could walk through a gate at the same time. I would not give a single fuck if someone that I was, again, that one step away removed. With 2 steps, we'll talk about the lengths I would go to. But 1 step, I mean, it could be the world championship of gate walking. I would say, who cares?
Happened,
Okay.
and we need to go down.
All right. I'll find out what that's
Nice one, James.
Is anything bad?
Not sure. All right. So Wednesday night, Mom comes home. Dad was angry. Was he yelling or what was? How would you describe Dad being angry?
It was if you would yell if you said something to him. I guess if you talk to him, if you give him his space.
Another dead giveaway. I know I'm stopping this a lot, but it's impossible not to when everything he says is like, what the fuck, moron? But like, if the detective or anybody asks you a direct question, say on the night X, or your boss says, hey, yesterday at blank o'clock, what happened? And you go, well, generally there's like the snack machine makes this weird humming noise, and then like that's like when the UPS guy shows up, so I get a little foggy headache because we end up talking about like sport bikes or whatever.
Did they ask if
He'll
he's
be
on
okay.
meds or in shock?
So
Wednesday night.
No, because they know it's his fucking dumbass
Yeah.
head injury lie and his weak legs.
that's all we did. Just give him his space. He won't yell or do anything.
Okay.
Great. So again, specifically on that fucking day,
Just La and I went to clean, do some laundry, make our beds.
The murder.
yeah, right after dinner, we made our beds, brushed our teeth, got into our beds, and went to sleep. It's a crazy tradition, Your Honor. I mean,
Just done it
detective.
since I was born.
But don't question. Don't mess with the Haldersons.
Stuff like that.
Who is we?
Ma and I.
Your mom. Okay. And that was Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's, we had an early night. No TV that night.
Can I get those medical records on that head
Do you
injury?
think there were medical records on the head injury? The doctor said he may have sustained a slight concussion and would not have given Chandler the neck brace had he not insisted. I've fallen and taken plenty of shots to the head. My legs are fine. I mean, obviously my speech is a little off, but my legs are
What time did your
fine.
parents go to bed Wednesday night, do you think?
I was in bed at 8.
You were?
23 years
Classic
old.
23-year-old in bed by 8, just sleeping snug as a bug in a rug. My Betty by time,
I couldn't tell you when they went to bed.
because I was asleep,
worries.
as aforementioned.
And you were downstairs. That's where you've been sleeping. You told me last
I
night.
was in my room Wednesday.
Upstairs. Okay.
Changed on Thursday, though.
Why would you have been downstairs any other time? Like for campouts? Do you have a sleepover?
Gotcha.
He made a
So,
fort, man.
in the bedroom upstairs.
You know, one of those fan forts,
And then
Chandler?
You slept downstairs.
Pretty great.
Why have you been sleeping downstairs again? You told me last night.
Bathroom.
The bathroom's right
I
there.
need to be close because stairs, I can't see too well in the dark now. So
Yeah.
There's no bathroom on the top floor of the house, Chandler? I used to live in a tri-level. Top floor and the bottom floor had bathrooms. The middle one was only 2 rooms. Every other floor had a shitter. I didn't sleep in the middle because that was the kitchen and the living room. Everywhere else, bathrooms.
Oh, you didn't have a bathroom in the bottom floor, but my parents had a bathroom.
Like, I refuse to believe he's not sleeping on a floor where there's a bathroom. On the upstairs of your house where your bedrooms are, there's no bathroom?
There could be one in his parents' bedroom.
What are you doing in Wisconsin? Like...
Gotcha. And just like last night, I've gotten some notes quick. You know, it doesn't mean one thing is more important than the other. It just means that I need to remember stuff and sometimes.
I understand it.
Gotcha.
Do you? Chandler?
All right, so did you sleep with your door closed that night or open?
Oh, yeah, I always have it closed.
Closed door. Yeah,
Oh,
You
yeah.
know.
Whew. I want to burn one down.
Constant HJs.
A little bit after.
Parents did.
If you do it yourself, it's not an HJ.
I don't know.
Jobbing
What
your...
we're arguing about.
I don't do it.
Tell me about it, all right, guys?
I set my dad off that day with glass.
You don't hand job
Us not
yourself.
having food.
You give yourself a.
No,
Right?
you don't. No one's like, hey, guess what? I was hand jobbing. What? No. Like, when you do a job, you're basically doing it for somebody else. When you get hired by someone, you're doing a job. If you're doing something for yourself, it's a hobby, and they call that something different. No one's saying, like, oh, I'm going to go home and whip out, all my tapes, DVDs, Blu-rays. Stop me where where you were a child, and be like, I'm going to, crank out a wicked hand job of myself. I'm going to get anus tonight, guys.
Ready.
Hand jobbing. What the? I read this book. It's called hand jobs.
Microwave whatever is in the fridge, I suppose.
Yeah. Who was upset about that?
Imagine walking into a group of friends like, guess who got a hand job? This guy. Guess whose hand it was? This one. Not a hand job. You didn't get one.
But you did.
You yanked it. That's what you did.
Dad was? Okay.
Chatterbait knows what I'm talking about.
Fuck.
Just a hot, of age, cisgender, alive, non-related Chatterbait model.
Okay. Does he ever cook?
I haven't seen him cook. Oh, he grills.
23 years, never seen my dad
grilled on
cook.
Thursday.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Love grilling.
What do you grill?
I think I
Steak?
told
You
one
guys use wood
officer
chips in that shit or what?
The green egg.
And ham?
You got. It makes terrible food, but yeah,
Dad does?
yeah. Oh, the green egg.
Oh, the
Bullshit. Bull fucking shit.
What?
The green egg is a very expensive smoker that looks like a green egg and is sort of... It looks like a honeycomb a little bit too. Like, they're wildly expensive. And when I was deep into smoking and, doing actual barbecue, because barbecue and grilling are two different things. We'll talk about it later if you want. Like, the egg, the green egg was like top of the heap, dude. Like, basically everybody settled with those ones that look like a 55-gallon drum with the little thing off the side where you put your wood chips in. Like, the green egg had basically everything. Chandler's a fucking idiot.
The green egg. That's like a grill.
$1 on the
Yeah.
counter for the
Instantly.
HJ.
Am I a
Smoky.
pro
Okay.
for myself now? You're a pro and a pimp.
It's Thursday morning.
You're all in one.
Yeah, you throw the $5 on the counter, you turn around, do the HJ, flip back around, there's your $5. A thick $5 if you're lucky.
I wake up.
Like, I spent 13 minutes of actual interrogation.
What time you think?
6
Okay.
dogs.
6 dogs.
We talked about that yesterday. 6 a.m. is kind of your deal, right? 6 a.m.
Yeah, that
6
infernal clock.
dogs. Dinner. Bears. Beats. Battlestar Galactica.
I don't know.
I feel like even if I had a head injury, I'd still be wildly upset. Unless, it was one of those guys like Phineas Gage where like a bar went through my head and I don't remember anything. Barring that, no pun intended, I feel like I'd be like, what the fuck is going on with my parents? I'm 23.
So I kind of just stay in my room on my phone. Help my mom out getting ready.
Are you putting on a bra for her?
She left for work at 7:30.
I can honestly say I've never helped one of my parents get ready for literally anything. They've been able their entire life. And my son has carried on that tradition. He doesn't need to help me pull up my underwear, my pants, or
Even though he asks.
pick out a shirt. Yeah, sometimes he gets really invested. But, by and large, since I'm an adult, I get all that shit done myself. And P.S., I wouldn't wait till he's 23 to be like, now's the time, man. Help me pull up my underwear. Like, what?
The only thing Elliot does.
You have Maxwell? What's going on over there?
I think I've helped my mom maybe when she's been sick, but I've never.
Price of participation may vary, but again, that's an extenuating circumstance. Like,
Oh yeah, I get the zippings up.
If
Yeah.
it's a Reg's ass day and Chandler's mom is like, "Oh, Chandler, I need you to help me pick out and underwear and bra combo, and then zip me up in the bag," like. I mean, if that were happening, I can see why he might snap, because it might be like a flip side of the Gypsy Rose coin.
Yeah, right.
We'll get to it later.
We're getting to a lot later, guys.
I mean, we always have later. Later is forever.
Meaningless tasks, like just daily pillowcase changes.
Meaningless.
Sheet changes, stuff like that.
Pillowcase changes. You guys spending so much of your day changing pillowcases? Here with the Ronco Showtime Rotisserie Pillowcase Retriever.
Before work?
Yeah. That's what we always do.
We always just change the pillowcases right before work. After I help her get dressed,
And
pull up her
she's
pantyhose.
gone.
There he is. Look at him. Fucking idiot.
My dad starts the grill around 8.
Do you guys love his closing statement where he's like, "It's not that I don't have emotion. It's just I was instructed not to show it due to the prejudicial something of this case. I will be appealing." And he sits down.
Nice.
Yeah, if my parents were dead, I would be throwing up with grief. But I don't think I would be like, "Excuse me, the reason why I wasn't crying was because my lawyer said not to. I am actually very sad. Ahem. Thank you, Your Honor."
8:39 in the morning. But yeah, to get the temperature
I don't think he
right.
collects SSI. He was collecting Halderson insurance.
Right. He was probably on his parents' insurance.
Yeah, he's like the Joel Guy Jr., but he's just like...
I mean, this is 2021, so he... Yeah, he
He's
can be
just a
on...
better looking, albeit dumber version of Joel Guy Jr. Because again, I'll double down. Joel Guy Jr. was going to college. A real college. He had to drive from college to kill his parents.
Yep. He was going to
Chandler
college,
here
too.
went to a fake college and didn't graduate and then got a fake job.
No, he was currently attending college, from what I just read. For IT, to
Right.
get a job
Okay.
at SpaceX.
Here's the thing. He was currently attending college in theory. There is a call where Bart Halderson calls the college and he's like, "Yeah, I've got no registration for your kid for the past 2 years."
Okay. It didn't say that in the thing that I was
He
reading.
was not going to college.
The grill, nothing really happened between that. We kind of either were outside with the dogs from the lighting of the grill, him going in, taking a couple calls now and then, or emails or something.
Constantly running between the computer and the green egg.
Set steady at hamburgers for $3.50-ish.
Fuck.
So yeah, we just kind of waited.
You know, when you guys cook food, you put
For
it
the
somewhere
burgers.
where it's hot and then you have to wait. Basically, we did that.
And then we ate noon 30.
Noon 30. Noon 45, maybe. At
This is the
outside.
next day?
Or 12:30, sorry.
Yes. Okay, this is Thursday.
Then we went inside and had our TV show again, Wheel of Fortune. So it was
It's on all the time. We watch Pluto TV.
Or was it Family Feud? The Family Feud was Thursday.
Sorry, my head injury. I fell down some stairs.
I don't know what this
Where
hat
do you guys
says.
watch that at? Downstairs?
Same.
Okay.
Enhance.
It's a limited liability corporation. That's all I know for
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Not allowed. Denied. Cancelled.
Sorry, I'm really trying with memory.
That's fine.
What? I'm really trying with the memory. You were able to tell us exactly what happened and how many times your dad moved from the grill to the phone and to the email.
Right.
You know the temperature. You knew you were waiting for the burgers to cook. I don't know what other details you could give aside from maybe the real ones where you're killing your parents. But Like, don't give out a step-by-step, like almost second-by-second play of the day. Be like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to remember all the details. There was a southeasterly wind blowing. The sun was, since it's July, it was more or less 13 degrees off center axis. I'm so sorry. It's just my brain injury. I got water on the brain because I fell.
He does not get off, Maxwell.
No, he does not get
gets
off.
2 life sentences.
Yeah.
We went to go do our own things. I went back to.
Like, remember we watched the Joel Guy Jr. and like the closing arguments of his attorney were like, sure. I mean, maybe there's a lot of evidence, but did they check the handwriting in the notebook that basically illustrated the murder of his parents that they found in his personal possession? No. Acquit, please.
A little bit more job searching. This time I branched into DeForest.
DeForest Kelly, classic Bones. Am I right, guys? TOS.
Back to work. We planned on.
What happened to SkyX or whatever, Tesla Core?
SpaceX.
Something went well.
Do you think he's trying to Hulk out and that's why he's so green?
Oh,
but he can't get angry because he's too stupid?
Yeah. Somebody pay
I don't
me
know, something went well for him.
insurance, buddy.
So that's all.
Speaking of life insurance money, we have to get to Nancy Brophy someday.
Yes.
Then we were
I don't know
hanging
why
out
we
again.
haven't.
I keep forgetting about her because it's gone.
Texts.
I only remember Chandler today.
I believe I texted her everything's going well.
I believe.
His phone died. My dad. He didn't believe. He just kind of like charged it, put it on the dock, and left it.
It's great details, Chandler. Keep them coming.
Then we just.
Have you ever had your phone die? Like, unless you were out there with no real, like, in the world, and maybe you're at a party and you let crash at somebody else's house. I've never had my phone come anywhere near dying unless I was the idiot who forgot to plug it in when I was going to sleep.
Yeah, that's when I've had mine die.
But then again, like, when you wake up, chargers are fucking everywhere, and I've got like 7 or 8 battery packs around the house, so should I need to charge on the go, I could. It's an unexcusable thing to do.
Yeah, mine's on 15% right now.
How about the other day? Who gives a fuck?
They were going.
I don't think Chandler can handle a sub. No.
We're going up.
Bitch couldn't handle a quarter pounder with cheese.
That's how they
so.
refer.
Or a double
Who
cheeseburger, no
said that,
pickle.
Mom or Dad?
Even if the fries were
My
warm.
dad doesn't talk about you.
Do they in
Okay.
this if we ever get to it because we're only 12 minutes in?
They do drop the hammer eventually.
No, do they
My dad said
talk about the
somebody set
girlfriend
the pipe repair.
and how they found where he did the stuff? Because I saw that I was reading, I guess, spoiler alert, they got her Snapchat information and was able to locate where he was.
Right, that's another part of the case. Is since he's a fucking moron, he kept an automatic pinging machine that'll keep track of everywhere he goes all the time. And that's why he would, part of it was because he's such a fucking simp too. Like, he, like, whatever, for the 4th of July weekend, like, he's like, okay, I'll come over, and then I've got to go home and do chores and blah, 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 and then I'll come back. And she's like, what? You're like practically an adult. What the fuck? And she's like, oh, I'm grounded. And like,
Yeah.
what? Like, so yeah, he would say, oh, I'm stuck at home, but then she would see.
Yeah, she spotted him near the Wisconsin River.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I mean, it doesn't, if you're going to lie and be compulsive about it, you can't help it. I think Chandler is just a lazy, compulsive liar and also an idiot through maybe his fault, maybe his parents' fault, maybe a little bit of both. I don't know. But.
Oh, okay. So they'll probably say it, but yeah, they found his dad in a farmland.
Yeah.
And then they found his mom at the Wisconsin River, which is how they found her because of the girlfriend.
Okay, so then they must have found the legs of someone on his girlfriend's mom's property. Like, he spread them all over
probably.
Wisconsin, but he definitely dropped something. And, like, there's even a picture of him hanging off a tree like a little retarded monkey where they're like, yeah, that one, exactly.
Yeah.
And, like, that's exactly where he hid the body.
It was, that was the location of where his mom's remains were found.
Yeah, so, again, like,
at the Wisconsin River.
take a whole bunch of pictures in your favorite spot, and then later
Go there.
Throw your parents' disembodied or dismembered corpses there. Cool.
So I'm like, all right.
If I were ever going to kill someone and dump their body, it would be somewhere
grabbed
I'd
the
never
Piper
gone
Cave stuff
before.
from
I wouldn't go to like my job or like, yeah, of course he's going to buy his fucking murder kit at Walmart under a
Totes.
camera.
of what you need for pipe repair.
Parent pipes, totally get you. You're so cool, Chandler.
And
God, I
to
love you, Chandler.
whatever jerry cans, I can't remember the amount. But they're
Really quick, not that this has any bearing on the case, but are you familiar with the term, maybe you've heard it two ways, jerry rig or jury rig? It's kind of like brass tacks, as in the tax on brass, or brass tacks, as in tacks made of brass. Do you guys say jerry rig or jury rig?
Jerry rig.
I say brass tacks, as in TACKS, because when you strip everything from the furniture, what you're left with are the brass tacks that we're holding the material on. However, you might get down to brass tacks, as in you're taxing brass, because like when you've got all the good stuff taxed, you go to brass. Jimmy rigged. What the fuck?
they're red.
Jimmy rigged. Fuck.
Jimmy?
Safety nozzles.
Jerry.
Got those squared away. They had most of their duffels already
Off
packed
topic,
at
but
that
this is
point.
one of like
And
my
we all
favorites
just
that we've
started
made.
bringing them down
The drink
to
people.
The mud room with
Not
the
bad.
shoes
Yeah.
by the garage.
Where you showed me, yeah.
After that, we watched
Night Court. The crime solving court.
what's that?
Incorrect, Michael. A canal.
It was a Netflix.
It's always a
original,
canal.
you know,
Or
Seven
a
Underground.
fjord. Or an inlet.
The thrill-seeking,
I
like,
say Mickey Mouse it.
Mickey Mouse it.
like
Jerry
They
rig.
fake
Oh.
their deaths and they fly airplanes.
Oh boy.
You guys.
They
Did you follow any
at
stereotypes?
the world by being ghosts. It's pretty cool.
I don't think I've
cool.
seen that one yet.
Oh, I'll write it on my
Who was
own.
watching that?
The three of us.
All three of you? Okay.
All three.
I need another
And
binge
that
night. What
put
was
it
that
at
called?
9. They had their drinks.
They had their drinks.
I always
My
make mom and dad a
computer-
martini
my
before I go to my
computer
computer
was at
and look for
that black
jobs.
Table we sat at.
Sure.
We saw that stuff.
Play 4D chess. It's pretty cool.
Played a video game called Tarkov for till midnight.
You guys familiar with that game?
Man, later
Well,
than 8
after
p.m.
midnight, maybe even.
It was like 8:15, then I
Trying to lose
crashed.
track of time. And my parents by then were asleep. And got their teeth brushed and everything.
Yeah, they had their teeth brushed and everything, so I knew they were going to bed.
Yeah.
Then I got upstairs. Oh, that was Thursday. Yeah, so I did. So we got the bed all set.
These motherfucking cops have so much
Patience.
Maybe yeah, patience. Maybe they don't care. I was gonna say reserve, but patience is probably better. They have. I mean, listening to this, like, what the fuck? Like, I understand, like, I don't know. Maybe you have to be in the biz or whatever, be on the job, as they say. But like, I wonder if these dudes are just doing backflips from joy in their mind to be like, woohoo, we can disprove all of this and awesome. Or are they like, oh, God damn it. Like, I've got so many more boring questions to get through before I can drop the fact that we know he murdered his parents on him.
Well, unless they're, well, so it was like 5:30 that they started, or 5:18 p.m. when they started this, so they could be on golden time.
Both.
Yeah,
Before
both.
before we played Tarkov, and that's when I crawled into bed from the black table. So after our movie, we set up my couch bed and the pillows for the girls.
What?
Who helped you set the bed up?
My dad.
Dad, okay.
Yes.
Who are the girls?
The
Sleeping,
dogs.
And I would read that.
I'm assuming the
Friday
dogs.
morning.
I don't know of any other girls.
Why
I
not
woke
say
up,
dogs then?
They had left with the stuff was all set out. They remembered the gas.
This is a good
fucking-
shot right
like,
here.
Never in a million years. Oh, his fucking attorneys were the worst. This one especially. She delivered the closing arguments monumentally stupid in lawyer genre, right? She makes Chandler makes her look like a genius, but she was so not good at her job, but she was a public defender.
Right.
I found the folding chairs that they wanted to bring, but they
I realized when I stopped that in the first place is P.S. Like, if my parents at 20 decided to run off with two people I'd never seen before, I'd probably have a couple of questions. Not Chandler. He goes, "What? You're leaving on no notice with strangers and pulling cash out of a safe?
See
Smell
ya.
you later, parents."
Can my girlfriend
they
sleep
never brought
over?
'em. Soon they could fit them. They're big. So I put those away.
Oh, P.S. If you're going to do like what Chandler does, don't. And that, more specifically, what he did was, in this case, more specifically in this instance, he took his mom's phone and was texting himself to be like, "Hey, it's me, your mom. Oh, me, I'm Chandler. I'm not my mom, I'm me. Okay, I'm your mom and I'm not Chandler." Basically, that was the thing going on. The problem is, guys, if both of those text messages ping off the same tower, they're not going to be like, "Oh, she was at the lake?
Right.
It wasn't 5 feet from your phone?" Because the records, they say, "Oh, Chandler."
That was Friday morning. I go upstairs, do the dog or feed the
I
dog.
do all the dogs because that's what I am.
It was around 6-ish, not 6:15 when I woke up. I was a little late that day.
6:15 Friday. Okay.
That's just when I looked at my phone.
A little late, 15 minutes late. Is that late to you, detective? I don't know.
So late.
Dogs.
I mean, what's a lot? You talk on the internet a lot? I mean, what's a lot? A couple hours?
My Ma's note.
Oh, boy.
Insurance.
Oh,
for
boy.
my appointment.
I left your laundry in your room.
Chandler never wastes a load.
I just
He gives
ate
himself hand
whatever's on
jobs.
the counter. I think it was cornbread.
It's not a job if you're doing it for the joy. When you do it for yourself, you're doing it for the sheer pleasure. Like, it would be like calling a hobby a job. Like if you were like, "Hey, my job is I make toy trains in my basement." It's not a job. It's your hobby. No one's paying you for it. No one pays me for what I do. No one pays you for what you do, but you're doing it for someone else. That's considered a job.
Where was the note from your mom?
That was on the
Oh, the
kitchen,
note.
It was on the
there's a
kitchen.
peninsula
Major.
Yeah.
They have a
with the insurance
peninsula.
stacked up. Well, I moved
they're
it
living in a
to the
peninsula.
table.
Okay.
They live off the
And then
Michigan
those
thumb.
insurance cards were there also
Wisconsin.
that we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she knew which one I would need, but I have 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 now.
Anyway, what was the question?
Yeah.
Where are we?
I hung out with Kat Friday night.
That's his girlfriend.
Yeah.
What did
Yeah.
you do Friday during the day?
Oh, yeah.
Killed my parents.
Let's work backwards. So
Yeah.
I murdered.
Oh boy. So yeah, usually we ask you, when you woke up, what happened next? You ate breakfast? Great. Next. Let's work backwards because why not?
I don't remember what happened between then and hanging out with my girlfriend.
I played video games.
Okay.
Okay.
Parents are gone. Why not? Right.
Yeah, I didn't do anything that I should have. I should have. been
Literally his
cleaning
entire
and all
life.
that.
Well, the house seemed pretty clean when I was there.
You see all the dog hair? That's got to be gone.
It
All
comes
of it.
along with it, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I mean, it must happen, right? Where like someone is just a clean freak and uses highly astringent chemicals all the time, and a person they know goes missing, and the detectives come in and they go, "What is that, bleach?" But like, what are the odds of that? Like, if you ask around, you say, "Yeah, they're a neat freak, or they have OCD. They're like a Mark Summers type. They need to be straightening the fibers in their rug. They're so OCD about cleanliness." But if the first person you ask, you go, what, are they like ultra clean? They go, oh, not really. I go, well, then what the fuck was all the bleach about?
All right, so Friday during the day.
And P.S. bleach is not something you use all the time. Like, we clean the house. I seldom I'm splashing bleach
Just
around.
everywhere.
Like Formula 409, Lysol, these sort of things. Yeah, no problem. The scent dissipates because I'm not cleaning up bodies or blood or viscera or
Right.
gore or any of that shit. But if I walk into a house, I go, whoa, bleach? And they go, yeah. Or if they immediately don't go, yeah, I had a dog piss all over the place and bleach was the only thing you were to smell. I go, oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Makes
And
sense.
I would go, oh, you have a dog. That makes sense. Are your parents missing? That wouldn't be what I would ask because I would see the dog.
They just
parents
played video
missing?
games, kind of.
Yeah, then after work,
I put that shit on everything, says Maxwell.
the day Kat came over.
You got a bleach
After
hot
his
dog.
work.
Kat, she is
Oh, after
5.
her work.
5 is her work when she was off.
One of my favorite bands, the Electric Six, and one of my favorite lyrics from them mentions a woman who, cuts her tequila with bleach. Seems pretty badass.
I believe she came over.
Anyway, my parents are dead. You guys find anything yet?
Around 5.
Because the cat came at 5, you said?
Huh?
Oh, I don't think
What?
she went
I
straight.
forgot you were there.
Yeah,
You weren't talking.
I
Let's not make
believe
sure
she
Jordan
came
knows.
over.
Sir?
Sir?
6, maybe every time for like getting clothes.
Pause. Pause.
This is after work, did you say? Where's
Yeah.
she work at?
She works downtown Middleton.
Oh,
Is
okay.
a farm tech.
Detective Hendricks.
She's got a job.
I believe she stayed with me on that couch that night.
On that
So
couch.
she
that
spent the night over.
Yeah.
Not for nothing,
Child.
but like this dude's leg is hyper distracting.
Yeah.
It looks like a fake leg that he just has to put somewhere and it doesn't bend right.
Well, so I was watching.
both slept
I
on the
wasn't
couch
paying attention to the
downstairs.
top left
Yeah.
corner until a couple minutes ago, and I was like, "What is his leg doing?"
What did you do before? Yeah,
Wait.
went
all
to
over
bed?
the place.
Friday night.
He's the one-legged man.
That might have been my own
Move
night.
your mouse.
I might be wrong. I'm wrong.
Okay.
I think I spent that night alone. I just kind of gamed online
Just gamed.
with some of my friends.
Tarkov.
Fortnite.
Saturday night. I'm so sorry, guys.
Saturday night's all right for fighting.
So
You see,
one
like
night,
Dustin
I
McFetridge.
gamed alone
Right.
all night.
Oh,
One night, Kat spent
It's John Dudinsky and Dustin McFetridge in one person right here.
Oh,
Look at that guy.
man.
That's John
DeFetridge.
John Dudinfetrajinsky.
Wow.
the night.
I like
on the
mine better.
couch. Oh, and Sunday she spent the night
I
in
don't.
my bed with me. She helped me out downstairs.
Oh, and Sunday
Oh
night.
yeah, and then when I had to take a shit, she would carry my ass to the bathroom on the bottom floor and then wipe my poor raw bottom because I'm so stupid.
And my
detectives.
legs.
I hit my head and I'm dumb now, and my legs are weak and my butthole quivers.
Sunday night, I know that because she didn't want to spend another night on the couch bed,
Justin
didn't like
McDusky. All right, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
and she went to work on Monday morning.
Portmanteau is one
So
of
it
my
was
favorite mnemonic
my
devices.
bed.
It's not a mnemonic device. It's
We
That was mine.
it's another thing.
tracking. One night she spent on the couch.
I,
With, like, the
dude,
couch
what is
bed.
this kid's name?
Chandler?
But one
Chandler.
night
I didn't ask
gamed
you where
all
you
night.
slept or where your girlfriend slept. So, couch bed one
I'm pretty
night.
sure that was
Next night was my
Listen,
bed night.
All that Chandler knows is the sweet glow of a
Friday
PS5.
night. And let's go with Saturday was my night alone.
Okay.
That's when I gave myself a hand job.
Yeah.
I clocked in and got golden time for that
Ching.
job.
So Friday, we believe she came over.
Yes.
And that gym sock didn't know it was going to hit a detective.
And then Saturday was the game night.
Yes.
Game night.
So
Playing
backtracking
Tarkov.
to Friday, when she came by, we
Oh.
actually we just Bright. No, not Bright. There's this movie or a TV series on Netflix
I bet he did watch Bright, and he probably loved it because he's a fucking moron.
I don't know what Bright is.
So Bright, for those uninitiated, was a straight-to-Netflix Will Smith vehicle where he plays a cop paired up with an orc, and they police a reality that has fairies and orcs and elves and shit, and it's about racism.
Huh.
But Will Smith kills a fairy, like, immediately. And, like, shouldn't that be a crime? I don't know, guys.
I'm tired of that.
It's a shitty movie. I didn't watch it.
The morning was apocalypse show.
Okay.
I don't know the name.
Magical
What time
LA?
do you guys think you went to bed?
Yes, yeah, you got it.
I say we
Things moved around in the background.
10, I would say.
PM?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically the nighttime. It was
Nighttime.
nighttime. We were on the couch. We were
Yeah.
going to sleep. PM?
Gotta
We
be
didn't
at
watch
least,
this apocalypse show till 10 a.m.
the morning. Saturday, we didn't do much. She left. This is when I'm really starting to.
You got a Stanley Cup?
Okay.
I'm kind of having
Thank God for that.
anxiety and all of that. Like getting a little frustrated with myself and all of that. Like it wasn't too bad until like last week.
When I bought the
Tuesday,
murder
when I
kit, you
started
see, and
noticing it. And
then my
Saturday
legs started going.
was, like the peak, and it's kind of stayed out.
That's the other thing about him, too, is like, it was COVID, right? There's never been a better time to, like, wear a mask, to disguise who you are, to buy a murder kit under a 4K camera, right?
Right.
And Chandler's like, what? It's 2020 and COVID's in full swing? Fuck that shit. I am going to refuse the mask as I buy the saw that I'm going to eviscerate my parents with.
Mm-hmm.
Like this.
Okay.
You could have wore a
anxiety.
fucking full-blown ski mask. Like, people were wearing women's panties
Underwear.
on their
Yeah.
face and getting away with it. What was your excuse, Chandler? You fucking idiot.
And this kind
My
of
head.
set
Oh,
me,
my weak legs.
like asked for
My
some
head legs.
space, and I just kind of gamed Saturday.
Classic gaming Chandler.
Couldn't tell you when I went to bed.
You like playing the Sega
I think I
Saturn,
might
Chandler?
even stayed up till 2. That, yeah.
Nice gelled hair.
Yeah, it's just the same
Wore a mask in court. Couldn't wear one of his
Seriously, like,
Listen, the weak legs are what killed his parents. There, I said it.
game. Escape from Tarkov.
stop it.
He's got weak legs.
I
The legs are there, Chandler.
This lady's got an unfortunate nose, it looks
I
like.
played like some here and there.
Both of his lawyers, like the blonde one, or not the blonde one, she has
Gray
gray
hair.
hair, but she was definitely more competent than the young lawyer. And so it was baffling to see why they sent the young lawyer for the closing statement, because her strategy was utterly baffling.
The older woman was probably like, look, like, we know he's going to fucking go to jail,
But-
so just do
right,
it.
But don't.
Like, do whatever you feel like you should do.
Do this if you have any interest in this case at all. Watch his lawyers, or one of his lawyers, the young one's closing arguments, where she basically starts out like confrontational toward the jury. She's like, "It's not my job, or it is my job to do this and that," and like, it was the worst closing argument I've ever heard. Like, I could write a better one, and I am nowhere near passing the bar.
From Discord, but none would like stick around for that late in the night.
Sure.
Anyone can practice law if they pass the bar in Virginia. Pretty sure this is Virginia.
Then we get to Sunday. It's the 4th.
Judge,
Oh, we're watching this displayed in the courtroom.
I'm pausing the video at what's on the screen.
I've done that enough, sir. Please stop this.
Screen is 17.
I wonder who the judge is, if it's the same as Daryl
What's actually
Brooks's.
time
No.
played is 41:58. It is 10:30, the traditional time for the morning break.
We'll go ahead and do that, ladies and gentlemen. And when we come back, we'll finish up the video. I think it'll take us to the new.
Maxwell, I was trying to make a Clerks the Animated Series reference, and I think I fucked it up. Because he says, Your Honor, anyone who passes the bar in the state of Virginia can practice as a lawyer. Like, well, this is in Virginia. I mean, you've seen Clerks the Animated Series.
Hopefully, you're young, so maybe you haven't.
I'm reacting to them reacting. You guys are,
even though
this is pretty
we've only been
meta.
in this room about an hour.
Whoa.
We'll
I hope
take
you guys' minds don't explode.
This isn't even Shabusiness's lawyer.
About
I mean,
my family.
judge. Doesn't sound like
I
him,
think
at
I
least.
called my mom. Oh, throughout I've called. I don't know the times though.
Don't worry about that. Since literally everything you touch is a computer, it'll have a record of
Yeah.
you touching and interacting with it throughout your entire life.
Yeah.
Throughout the weekend. I mean.
Okay.
I called my mom, I believe, in the morning. There's
You are fucking right, Fosco. I think that Clerks the Animated Series was a fucking travesty that it was canceled after one season. With Alec Baldwin playing Leonardo. You got Dante and Randall coming back and reprising their roles. Brian Posehn playing roles. It was one of the, like, it's lumped in to me. I put it in the same category as Mission Hill, as like awesome shows that were banger on the first season and could have really come into their own by the third, that were just dropped. What's with all the French talk? Did I miss something? I'm sorry. I'm stupid. And plus, I'm drunk now.
along those lines, and I get a text from her. It was a text message. It wasn't even an iMessage, so I assumed. She said White Lake today, so she sent it that day.
From your house?
I couldn't figure out where she was.
One day I'll talk about Clerks the Animated Series from front to back. But yeah, the clip show in the second one when they get locked in the freezer, I laughed my ass off every fucking time they were doing that climbing up the building thing and the camera would shift 90 degrees and why are we doing this? Comedy gold. Akin to the Marx Brothers and the mirror gag, which I think was on, it wasn't on Horse Feathers. I forget what movie. But the mirror gag, fucking hilarious. They canceled the good HBO Parimation show. Bonjour. Oh, it's a line. Lauren Cappers. Thank you for that. Yeah, the other Burn Ward. Right, and then they get like, remember when they get locked in the freezer and like they get, whatever. Great show. Watch Clerks the Animated Series. I got it on DVD.
Because it was a text, there was no iMessage.
The other
I
Burn
kinda
Ward.
just like left it at that. They're safe. They're alive.
Is it safe? Right, guys?
Then
Who the hell is Leonardo? I'm done.
it's the afternoon. I'm talking to Dan.
I don't know who Dan is.
I call him up and I ask him, well, what he's doing. Or maybe that was the morning, but I called Dan that Sunday, asked him what he's up to, if he wanted to hang out. I don't like being alone at the house very long.
Dan is mom's coworker / friend.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
this guy.
So you called your mom's coworker / friend because you don't like being alone at the house for very long? I can't think of a situation where I would be alone at my house and I would call one of my mom's friends to be like, hey, think you can help me out here?
Go over there he invited me for fireworks in his driveway.
He said, or you said yesterday he lived in DeForest or Windsor, one or the other.
Yeah, close.
Okay.
I could point it at a map.
One or the other, I think it was.
So,
Okay.
throughout the day,
I called Dan, my
the
mom's
dogs,
coworker
it's just
/ friend.
Me and the dogs, the fireworks, and the dogs are like running around into things. I'm trying to keep them okay. All they're doing.
If the house were made out of fireplaces, it would have been utterly destroyed, Detective. They were just rambunctious.
Just knocking stuff over.
Breaking more glass.
Spilled their water.
Spilled
They
their
haven't
water. I
even-
think maybe they might have killed my mom and dad and hid the bodies, but the rambunctious dogs.
They won't go
The
outside.
mustache
for
dream's
me.
guilty.
Even on a
it's
leash,
not
I
good.
can get them.
This has nothing to do with anything, but I'm this far into my glass. So I'm going to tell you the story. When I read that, the mustache screams guilty. I read mustache as mustardayonnaise. Maybe you're familiar with Mr. Show. Mustardayonnaise, mayo stirred, and mustardayonnaise are 3 of the best products on the planet. When Mr. Lincoln comes in and breaks all those prisoners out and he says, "Let's get the hell out of here."
What was the deal with that?
Fireworks.
Oh, the fireworks are
day.
spooking them so much.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
day.
I
So
gotcha.
I put them both.
P.S. I'm kind of bummed that mustaches. Here's the thing: some mustaches, yeah, they make you look guilty. If I drop the beard, leave my mustache long, it'll be fine. I'm not gonna close crop it. That's what makes you look suspicious. Wild grown mustaches are like grown blueberries. Less suspicious than farm raised because they're too big or too this or too that.
Every once in a while,
Into the
pause it.
Ford.
Every once in a while, when David shaves his beard off for like summer, he'll sometimes do it, shave the beard, walk out of the bathroom, and look at me with just a mustache, and he looks like he should be 100 feet from a school. 100 meters, 100 miles. I don't know.
No, this is not a predator style mustache. When I shave the beard, I don't shave it. I just take it down very close.
You used to shave the whole thing, is what I'm saying. Back when you used to shave the
but
whole thing.
I will only keep the mustache and a shaved face for the shock value.
I know, and
Now-
it works.
If you've ever grown a beard, the mustache you realize is the most irritating part to deal with because like this is whatever. But this is what you need to be long enough to be out of your fucking mouth and to be long enough that's not going to be itchy. So when I take this off, this by and large stays because it's a pain in the ass. And you're about to see this go because it's starting to get annoying. Like now for fun, I'll put like hair ties in it and I can fit like 8 of them in there. It's too thick. It might go.
It's pretty hilarious. Fosco says, I have a solid mustache, but my wife says absolutely no mustache. See, that kind of comment cuts us dads deep. Being jokingly called a pedo is enough to keep me bearded instead of...
It's rough because, like, here's the thing.
But when he did it wasn't like the mustache he has now. When he did it was like short and weird when he would come out and do it. Not like... If he shaved his beard now, it would be better.
It's a lie. I've always kept it super long. Here's the thing. I
I will
don't trim the
find that
mustache.
picture.
Save for every so often. Clip the ends off. Because what'll happen is they'll grow fine, then it'll just go bloop because of the weight of it, right? So you clip the ends and it'll stay nice and perky. Moral of the story is, why are we talking about mustaches?
He's
Crank
just
the
game.
TV.
It's a just game. Hey.
Did that seem to help at all with them?
Yeah.
But I'm not a huge fan of just mustaches either, Fosco.
Yeah,
So
nobody
I
is.
feel your
New
wife.
Girl, the TV shows. So we
Not
watch
literally.
that. It's the theme song that gets her, I think. She barks.
We'll talk later.
So we watched that. Izzy fell asleep. So Izzy's the old dog, the older one. Yep. So it was Sunday. Sunday evening.
The old dog.
At this point, if I'm on the jury, I'd be like, can't we just fast forward to the part where
There's murder.
like they drop the fucking truth on him like a boulder? Like,
Comes by to help me with the girls.
So she wasn't there during the day.
No.
Classic
no,
girls.
just
I
me and
mean,
the
dogs.
She left Sunday morning from the.
He's got long
No.
fingers. I don't
She
know.
left
yeah, I don't know. They do look like little baby hands.
Saturday morning.
It
because
looks
I
like he could
spent
play piano.
Oh,
Saturday by
it was-
myself.
I see that.
And then Sunday,
He's got the hands that Hulk Hogan needs because Hulk Hogan has sad doll hair and Chandler Halderson has sad doll hands.
it was just me and the girls till
Stop saying the girls. Just say
Whenever
the
Cat got
dogs.
there.
Fucking idiot.
we didn't eat together. I don't think.
You and the dogs or your girlfriend?
No, this is Sunday. So I went to Kat's house.
JK.
On Sunday.
I actually, yeah. So that was Sunday morning is when I left the girls. So all of Sunday
P.S. If you guys are No Doubt fans, you know that Sunday morning, one of their, I don't know,
Sunday
7 out of 10s.
morning, I had the girls in the fort. We watched New Girl. I went to Kat's house
Nice.
Sunday to eat.
The New
But we
Girl.
ended up not eating there.
I'm a huge Zoe Deschanel fan. I'm Chandler Halderson, and I endorse Zoe Deschanel.
We went to
Look at my hands. They're doll hands.
Cress's house.
I don't know what to do with my hands when I'm not murdering my
It's-
parents.
Cottage Grove? Or Cascade? No. Cedarburg.
That's a lot of different
It's
things.
a sea town.
Seatown.
Hmm.
Welcome to See You Next Tuesday,
where's-
Berg.
Oh.
I've never.
Cress.
Cress.
Huh?
Cress.
Yeah,
Every
I keep
time he
forgetting
looks
you're
off-
there.
Every time he looks off camera in this direction, I think it's hilarious because he's definitely talking to bald dude over here. But every time this guy reminds him that he exists, he goes, "Huh?" Like, he's like, "What? How'd you get in here?" Every time.
Cress is
You
just
seen her on my phone?
Yeah, I saw the calls to her.
She
That's your
helps with
His girlfriend's a
with
cat.
everything.
Yeah.
cat's
Mom's girlfriend.
mom's girlfriend.
Good
Cat
lord.
doesn't get along with
I
the
try to talk
dogs,
to her as much because she's
sir.
Cat's mom's
wise and
girlfriend.
She really
Okay.
helps me with what's going on with me.
My
I don't
brain, my weak legs,
Yeah.
etc.
The whole head thing.
Okay.
know, but,
All right. So went to Cat's house Sunday to eat. What time do you think you?
Do you
opened
think
over
he's doing a good job lying? Do you think he thinks he's doing a good job?
If I were really take that question to heart and be like, okay, let's pretend like we don't know anything about Chandler, right? We don't know he's guilty for a fact. We don't know that he did chop up his parents and all that other stuff. And you're just a jury member, you're watching this. Does he seem credible in any way?
Do we know that he doesn't actually have a head injury?
If this was LA Noire, I'd be pushing the Y button for doubt, right? Good reference? It's a 15-year-old game.
Food at 3:30. What they said.
So about 3:30, you went over to Cat's.
Oh, I was at Kat's well before. I was at there noon.
Okay.
Noon, let's say.
Noon. Where does Cat live?
Shunk. I love that
He
guy's name.
said,
East side of Madison.
I keep thinking it's skunk.
yeah.
Okay. You know the. I'm sure I could look it up, but do you know the road at all or anything?
No, I don't know where
Taffliger,
my girlfriend lives.
Or Andrew Lane, Taffliger.
Okay.
One of those two, completely different words.
And so you went, met her Sunday about noon. What'd you guys do at her place?
Well,
I gave
she
myself a hand
realized my
job.
legs, I wouldn't be able to do stuff with them.
His
So
legs!
her-
He couldn't do stuff with his legs. Like, he couldn't crochet with his legs.
We couldn't do
I
stuff.
mean, he couldn't bake bread with his legs. There were so many things he couldn't do with his legs, and that's when Kat was starting to realize, like, oh shit, I tied my cart to a lame horse who's also a murderer.
her brother
I don't think he
and
knows it's
her
over,
brother's
Fosco. I
date
think here
went
he's just
to a
trying to
thrift
play
store while
stupid.
she-
This was something you
Had me
stunk
sleep.
up to death.
Because he's a skunk. Detective
She
Skunk.
took his bed
Detective
and-
Skunk.
Stunk
They
it
went-
up with his
And they get
shunk.
home around 2:30. Kat and I rush back to my house, let the girls out, and we go back straight to the farm.
Okay. Were you at the farm before you went to let the dogs out, or?
No, we were at
Who let the dogs out, right? Who?
Who?
Chandler? Was that you?
Who
Yeah,
put their
born-
dad in the farm?
Who here was born in the 2000s? I'm sorry for you. I mean, the 80s were the best to be born in because you got to experience the 90s, but if you're born in the 90s, you guys got fucked.
like it's like a duplex.
So Cat's house Sunday around noon. You went to sleep with Cat, her sister,
Her brother.
Cat's.
You taking those mood edibles? Not a sponsor, Tubes. That's what's up.
Tubes. It's who let the girls out.
I'm drinking my apple silk mead tubes with my Baconator with extra cheese. I shouldn't bring up a little
Brother.
And his date.
Let's talk about lolcows
Who
and
let
his
the girls
meat.
out?
Okay. Sorry about that. Went to a thrift store.
Classic
And
thrift store.
Then we went to Cress's and we ate.
The Casey Anthony
After-
trial. I watched the interrogation.
I didn't watch any of it.
Here's the thing. I confused Casey Anthony with Jodi Arias. So I think Casey's
the one that killed her girl, her daughter.
Yeah, I fucking hate her. Could not watch that. Jodi Arias watched a fuck ton of. Casey Anthony, I hope terrible things happen to her, but I know that they're probably not.
No. She has fucking books and shit out. Like, there's no...
Dinner.
She's a piece of shit. It's like, I think it was Ryan Maxwell who brought up the fact that the Innocence Project is trying to get Scott, what's his nuts?
Oh,
what's his name? Scott, he killed his wife.
Yep, I don't remember what his name was.
Fuck, dude.
You just put it in the Discord. I'll find it. I'll bring it up and...
Like, does the Innocence Project have no other place to turn than Scott Peterson? Thank you, Fosco.
Yes, there you go.
Right, Drew Peterson and Scott Peterson. I always get.
Yep.
Scott Peterson. The fuck? Like, it would be like as if they in contemporary time caught Jack the Ripper, and like there was an organization being like, no, we don't think it was him. He did it.
Stayed with us, and we took a swim. After the swim, we left.
The guy on the bus
went to Kat's house to drop off his date. The date stayed
Is a guy on the bus a reference to the Manitoba killer? It might not be.
at Kat's house.
Then there's Scott Peterson.
The
What a piece of shit Scott Peterson is.
Well, and here's the thing. Okay, not to bring up Gypsy Rose's stuff, but the Innocence Project, they should probably work for the guy that she basically manhandled to murder her mother.
We'll get to Gypsy Rose one day, but if you're familiar, you are familiar. Like, whatever, Munchausen or whatever, Stockholm Syndrome, whatever you want to call it.
I understand that whole situation that her mother did to her was terrible, and I understand the fact that she wanted her dead, and I get it.
Right, but she laid that debt
on somebody else.
The shoulders of that poor, slow kid.
Yeah. And she gets off.
My milk. Let me get my... Okay, so when you say that, are you a Comedy Bang Bang fan? Because I remember when Mookie Blakelock would play Michael Jackson from Beyond the Grave, and he would say, "Live my milk, let me get my milk."
Name was Rose.
It was Propofol. He died.
Had you ever met her before?
No, this was a Tinder match.
Give me my special milk.
Her brother, Kat's brother.
Okay.
Dog.
Who we talking about? Tinder?
Cat.
Oh, he met her on Tinder?
I don't know.
What time do you suppose you guys went to Cress's house? So
Oh no, somebody else.
Cats around noon. Went to
2:30
sleep.
we got back.
Okay.
Kat and I went to my house to let the dogs out, then we left. Oh, I think we got gas.
I think.
And then we went to Cress's. So I would say we got to...
Do you think? No, that was in Florida. I was going to say, do you think you went to the same gas station as Federico Gondola did to meet up with the dude?
That'd be pretty far.
Obviously.
It was maybe 4 when we got there. We were late for dinner. But it was good because they were still setting up.
So we weren't really late. We were just on time.
Where'd you guys get gas at? Do you remember that?
One of the quick trips in town. I can't remember.
They spelled Quick Trip like quick stop, like Clerks. Do you think they watch Clerks the animated
Oh
series?
my god.
You're a Floridian? Holy shit.
Are you following Sarah Boone?
Are you related to Sarah
Are
Boone?
you
I'll take
related
your
to
answer
Sarah
off the
Boone?
air. Fosco Boone.
When you say in town, are we talking DeForest, Sun Prairie?
DeForest. Yeah,
I prefer you not go in your bag. Huh? I'm almost done asking questions. Scott told me.
Okay.
Floridian. I'm going to have to use that though, Fosco. That's pretty good.
Super sure, but I know we were doing something on the way, or we didn't do something.
We've been
I thought
doing
we
something.
were gonna do a return, but I'm jumbling it right now, so just.
I really hope they drop the
we
fact
went
they
to
know
my
he's the
house and
murderer
back to
soon.
Crescent
God, I
really
hope
late.
so.
Because seriously, it's been an hour and 34 minutes real time, and we've been through 38 minutes of subjective time.
Perfect. And Kayla fell asleep an hour ago.
What were you guys driving?
When you wake up,
Were
Kayla,
you
welcome
here?
back.
Cat's red Subaru.
Okay. Was she driving or you?
She drives.
Because of my legs.
My legs,
They're
you see.
so weak, I can't even operate
My
pedals
head.
of
My
a
head.
gas-powered automobile. I mean, if SpaceX or Tesla wanted to give me some sort of electric conveyance, I probably can handle that because my legs not strong enough for gas, strong enough for electric.
Our solar is through Tesla.
I got
He could
weak
have gotten a
legs.
solar car.
Red Subaru, you said?
Let's put wheels on the house.
It's at my house right now.
Oh, okay.
I think Derek,
And you were over
Derek,
Yes.
drop the case.
Where'd you guys go for-
Case closed.
He's
He was
jumbling.
jumbling. Let's go ahead and acquit him of all charges,
For
Your
swim.
Honor. He was
There's
jumbling.
like a little pool up at the Cress's house.
Oh,
She's been
she has a
helping me
pool.
with like my walking and everything. And they get
My
me
weak
there.
legs.
My legs.
Is it indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
So is it just like it from the hips? The weakness generates, or rather, moves through your body from the hips to the legs, or is it from the belly button down? Do you have a weak sphincter? Is what I'm getting at, Chandler. Do you need a bathroom break?
Are you wearing a diaper?
I got a weak butt.
Yeah, they got something fancy to heat it from the sun.
Okay.
Like a
But
tarp?
That was the three of us.
Yeah.
One of those fancy sun heaters.
Then we went back to around
Basics.
6, no, later. Maybe 7. We went back to Kat's apartment, dropped off Rose, got Kat's.
Who's Rose?
It doesn't matter. But just think about this. Imagine, because unless it's like part of your daily routine, it's probably going to fuck you up. Killing anybody. But just imagine killing somebody outside of like the one step removed of the family member, right? Just imagine killing anybody and then having to live life as normal. Talk to your girlfriend, talk to your husband, wife,
No way.
boyfriend, whatever, and like lead a normal life, not letting on that you just committed something heinous and like not let that play. Because
Yeah.
Kat, his girlfriend, was like, something was up. And I'd be like, yeah, he killed his
Well, that's why
fucking-
she voluntarily gave the police like her screenshots that she took of his
Yeah.
locations and stuff.
Maybe that's the problem with Chandler.
He's not a leg guy.
Yeah, he
I do
always
leg day
skipped-
every day.
He skipped leg day. Every day he skipped leg day. If he were, committed to the bits, he would have a huge upper body with my legs down below. Which he
I
probably
do.
does.
I do leg day every day.
Wet clothes. She had wet clothes. She was
Yeah,
going to try
that
them.
nagging feeling.
And we went to my house together.
So Rose got dropped off at Kat's.
Yeah, the duplex.
like Deontay
east
Wilder.
side.
Okay. Was it James with you guys?
When I was going to the gym like regularly, like I'm 140 pounds right now. Walking around weighs 140 pounds. When I was going to the gym, I was 175 and I was pretty stacked. But 3 interesting characters went to the gym that I went to. The most relevant was this dude who he looked like, oh god damn it, what was the old guy from Dragon Ball Z with the goatee?
Oh fuck if I know.
He looked like that guy, right? Like he had the old man head, but he had a huge ripped upper body from the waist up, and then he had my legs
Tiny
underneath.
legs. Chicken legs.
Like it looked like a toothpick stand holding up.
Master Roshi.
Yeah, thank you, Master Roshi. It looked like a swole Master Roshi with my legs under him. And I was like, dude, because seriously, his biceps were probably like the Hulksters, like 23-inch pythons. Like they were big. But like when I looked down, I saw his legs, and I looked down and I examined my own calves, and I go, aren't those the same?
That's the thing. A lot of people don't like leg day, but I bought the TikTok stepper because TikTok convinced me to buy it. I love it. I love doing the leg day every day. I don't like doing the arms. The nerd we use chat too.
So, but here's the thing. look at me. I carry no weight. I don't, I live in Arizona, so I don't carry much insulation. So I'm walking around at 140 on a healthy day. I was approaching 2 bills when I was fat, but when I was at the gym, I skipped a lot of the leg days too, obviously. So I was more built up top than on the bottom, and I had some big traps. But I would never skip more than 2 leg days in a row simply because that dude was always there, and I would say, look at Master Roshi and how his legs could be replaced by a puff of genie smoke.
Is it that point, or?
No, James left
Weebs?
after dinner around 4:35.
Okay.
Well, you're going to jail. I wouldn't worry about it.
Was he not getting along with Rose,
You
or?
got 2 life
No,
sentences.
he had work.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Rose is a person.
Duh.
Message
That
redacted.
sucks.
Well, I thought Rose was like her dog or something.
Something.
If they were dropping Rose off somewhere, I don't think they
Well,
were.
they dropped Rose off at her apartment, so I was thinking
Right,
maybe it was a dog they were dropping off because
No,
she doesn't get along with the other dogs.
I don't think Rose has an apartment. They typically don't give credit cards, apartments.
At his girlfriend's apartment. It's the way he said they dropped Rose off at Kat's apartment, so I thought it was the dog.
So far in this interrogation, the dogs have been referred to the dogs as and the girls. I don't know why they would be like, yeah, Rose, a dog. We took from her apartment to my apartment to feed our dogs, and then we took Rose, that dog, back to her apartment. It's a lie. You're foolish.
So you
Dude,
dropped,
someone's dead.
did Rose get dropped off at Cat's duplex?
It's
so.
true.
Don't bring the girls, Cat. Don't bring the girls. But bring a $30,000 check.
Her Cat's house is a duplex.
Yep.
Cress
You
is
called
the
it an
farm.
apartment.
We grow berries.
Yep.
My
technically,
house
a
is
duplex
my
can be an
house.
apartment.
That's how it referred.
Gotcha.
Where are we?
Where are we?
Sunday night about 7.
We're in the police department.
Where am I?
Friday night
Rose
about
off at
7. We
Cat's.
get Rose dropped off. We get to my house. And then we go to my house in DeForest, Windsor. We feed the girls. We put her clothes that she brought, the wet stuff, in the dryer. because
Couldn't put
that's
it in
what she
her
needed to
apartment?
do.
Hey, mind if I bring a bunch of wet clothes to your parents' house, Chandler?
We get her clothes dry. That's after we get back, actually.
Really?
And then we go to dance
God damn it, Dan.
for the fireworks. He asked us to come.
And then we go to Rose's. Now, Rose is a dog, and she owns a credit card and has an apartment. How she got them, I don't know. Probably with Bart Simpson's help.
By 8:30.
Mr. Santos L. Halper.
For some reason, I was
Don't
trying to
bring the
leave,
girl.
but I was making a joke about it that we're gonna be late, like stuff like that, goofy crap. I drove to dance.
Okay.
Oh, your
Which
legs
car?
were fine
Like
for
that
that?
Drank
My
that
dad's
down.
Subaru. It's a
Well, she
blue
massaged them in the
Grand.
pool.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Then we get there.
Roger,
we
roger.
stay for 45 to an hour. It was
45 hours to 1 hour? That's a long swing.
That's how I got the bottle rocket marks.
Show me those.
That
Oh,
the sparks.
That's right, you said
And
you
I
were holding
think
them
this
or
was a
something.
wad or something that flew back.
shot back out of it.
Yeah, that one stuck in for a little bit. That's why.
Have you guys ever received, like,
No.
a scarring injury where you just can't recall how it got there? Like, I've got a scar on the back of my head from when I fell off of a unnecessarily tall stool onto a coffee table at a doctor's office and required stitches. I have a scar on above my eye here from when my grandmother's dog, whose bottom teeth stuck out at 45-degree angles, sliced it open. Every scar I have, I was trying to break into my car once, and this scar sliced my thumb open, break into my own car. I remember every one. It's not like I would look at something and go like, whoa,
Where did I get
massive disfiguration. Like,
Yeah, I remember
No, I
all
don't
my
know.
major scars that I have. They're unfortunate, and
This one especially, you can't see it, but like I was an electrician at the time, yanking, I forget
It.
the size of the wire. I was yanking, giving myself a hand job on the clock, obviously. No, we were pulling some huge, like, main feeders to a panel in the Arizona or the Arizona Science Center. So I'm, it's a bunch of dudes, and since I'm the skinniest one, I'm the one who could fit into the box and guide the wires. So there's 4 dudes that are 250 pounds plus feeding me these wires that are, I don't know, ½ inch, 3/4 inch across. And I'm going in there and I go, you know what? This shit is covered in soap, which is the lube that we use. It's like Ideal or Klein makes a lube that's basically just like wire lube that's water-based. You can probably use for sex, but I wouldn't. But they're lubing up this wire, and I go, it's ruining my gloves. I take my gloves off, and no sooner do I take my gloves off that when you're pulling large wires, you typically have 2 teams. You have the pusher team and the puller team. And sometimes they'll use an electric puller. Depends on what you're doing. This was just 4 dudes on one side pulling, 4 dudes on one side pushing. And so as I was pushing, they really got a hold of that wire, that mule tape, because I hadn't got the wire yet, and yanked it and just shredded my thumb. Like it filleted my hand and just opened it up. So when I moved my thumb, I could see the tendon flexing underneath it.
awesome.
And I go, whoa, that sucks. So I go and I put a Band-Aid on and I wrap with a bunch of electrical tape and I get back to fucking work because that's what you got to do. So my boss is like, you need to go to the hospital, you need to do this and that. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like it's done. I just wrapped it and we can just keep pulling the wire. As I grew older, I realized they probably thought I was on something. Because the next time someone got a massive hand injury, I was like, dude, you just fucked up your hand. And I remember when I did that to myself, we need to get you somewhere. And he goes, no, I can't pass a drug test.
Oh, well, there you go.
So not only did he make me help him tape up his massive and horrifying injury, he also made me take photos of it on his phone so he could show people later.
Nice.
And where mine, I had tendon showing and I could see the flexing of the tendon. He cut to the bone.
Oh, God.
I saw this man's bones.
That's
and he
crazy.
says, don't tell anybody I can't pass a drug test.
That's crazy. See you later, Matt.
Adios, Matt.
Filet-O-Finger. Weird question.
It was.
Weird question, but have you watched any Fish Tank season 2, or is that not your kind of humor?
I'm not into the cast of Fish Tank. If they maybe wrangled King Cobra, I might have bothered.
What is Fish Tank?
Okay. Oi. So Fish
Here we
Tank
go.
was a Big Brother style reality show that Sam Hyde put together where he put a bunch of lol cows in a house
Oh, Jesus.
and filmed them 24/7.
Oh, God.
Airsoft Fatty was in there and shit himself while trying to get a massage from a paid escort.
Oh, my God.
No, I have not kept up with Fish
Why?
Tank. I'm not a fan of any of those lol cows. I know of Airsoft Fatty tangentially, like Audentum covers him, so he's like Johnny Elbows.
Well, what
I know he exists.
is
but
it? Where is it? Is it on like a streaming service? How do you watch
It's
it?
on YouTube.
Oh,
It's so Fish Tank. Boy, oh boy. So Sam Hyde and iDubbbz had this thing. iDubbbz seems to be whatever. I mean, if you're familiar with whatever, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not into YouTube drama. But Sam Hyde came out as this like, he kind of strikes me personally as a, oh God, what's his name? Jim Carrey played him in The Man on the Moon. He was in Taxi.
fuck.
Anyway, he's an avant-garde, sort of new wave, experimental comedy dude. Andy Kaufman. Thank you so much.
God damn it.
Andy Kaufman. Andy Kidman.
Kaufman.
Yeah. So Sam Hyde sort of reads like an Andy Kaufman type where he's doing things that are highly experimental. And so he put together a house full of lol cows. Not my bag. I'm not. What appeals to me is the day-to-day life of lol cows.
Not putting them together into like a reality show.
When it's artificially sort of collected and thrown into a bottle, I go, well, this is going to be crazy, but whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad, but these are sports.
Give this video a thumbs up because I filleted it.
Fucking nailed it.
I didn't know the stick. You don't hold the stick. The stick.
Right, I want to say I like Sam Hyde in principle. Of the documentaries I've seen about him in iDubbbz and Fish Tank and everything, like he does seem like the kind of guy I could vibe with comedically, because I like outside of the box comedy, but I don't know, man. I don't want to see King Cobra in a house with Airsoft Fatty. I just want to occasionally see King Cobra order $87 of DoorDash, offer no tip, let it sit on his counter for 7 days, and eat it covered in mold and bugs. That's it.
Flies with it. Well, sure. I didn't know.
So you're over at Dan's house.
I mean,
about
I'd rather
45 minutes to an
the
hour.
way you're describing this guy, I'd rather hear him talk than Marty. I cannot stand Cyrax. The whole entire Cyrax lore, I cannot stand.
But here's the thing. Music Biz Marty is a dedicated troll and gets his bread and butter from trolling.
I know.
He hasn't touched Cyrax in a while,
I
so we
hate
can
him, though.
whatever. He's an aggregator. He's like your whatever. Every lolcow has their cast of villains, right? Because Batman had the Riddler and the Joker and the Penguin and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Chan had Blue Spike and Liquid Chris and Clyde Cash and his characters Blanca, Vice, and all that stuff.
The ladies.
King Cobra has had his cast of characters. No troll has risen to prominence outside of maybe Beef Rave and or whatever his name was, Chaz.
I feel like that's why I think I like, the bring up lolcows. I like watching Cobra more because
I think that's why I don't like him as much, because he doesn't have a nemesis. His nemesis is this amorphous blob of internet people who just bombard him with DoorDash.
And that's why I think I like watching what we watch, because it's not harmful for the other person.
Well, it's not hard. But that's the thing. I don't know. It just feels more classical narrative to have a Cyrax versus a Music Biz Marty, or a Chris Chan versus a Alec Benson Leary, or a Clyde Cash, or any of those dudes. It's more fulfilling as a human to experience a narrative where you have sides drawn. Whereas King Cobra has just this amorphous blob, like the Shoggoth of trolls, that can morph into anything, right? Whereas Music Biz Marty or any of the trolls that follow any of the lolcows, they have personalities. N-word boy for Cyrax, for instance, or William Glory Hole, or whatever. You know what I mean?
I just and Fosco, David would be dead if he took a drink every time Cobra says trolls in a live stream.
Because that's what he's talking about. He's like, if my trolls, he's like, you know what's disgusting? Like, my teeth are disgusting, but you know what's just more disgusting than my teeth? My YouTube trolls tubes.
Like, and I'm not saying that I enjoy him. I don't like Cobra, but if we watch something, I would rather it be Cobra than Cyrax, because I just cannot stand Cyrax's voice and when he's like just screaming. But when Marty, I cannot stand Marty either. It's
context versus content, right? Like, because you're more interested in the context, because Cobra is a low energy, like, fuck the trolls and fuck sickos, and I'll have my dry spell last until infinity if I can end sicko.
And he's not getting arrested and going to court for assaulting somebody who is bothering him. Like
but that's not the drama that like Cyrax is a comic book, whereas Cobra is just the guy who complains about how everybody hates him. Like, I worked with a King Cobra JFS, essentially. When I was working at Burger King, there was this guy named Matt, who I went to junior high and high school with, that was a dude behind every 8-ball. He was a morbidly obese albino with braces. And so he was picked on a fuck ton. And I felt bad for him until I got to know him. And then I realized he was an absolute douche canoe. And then I started doing shit to him too. Like, since we worked at Burger King together, every time, I wouldn't do this because I'm not this type of person, but everybody at Burger King hated him too. So when his Dr. Pepper would get filled with ranch and barbecue and honey mustard and salt and pepper and ketchup, and he would drink a solid 2 inches of that beverage before realizing it, I took no shame in the enjoyment of that.
See, and that's, I think my biggest issue with lolcows just in general are how they're treated. Now, I understand they are putting themselves in this place of...
Listen, we can get into the social economic dynamics of lolcows versus trolls another time. We talk about lolcows a lot. However...
We're going to need a part 2 with Chandler Halderson.
It's a very, very intricate and complex economy surrounding lolcows and trolls. And if someone in any capacity were to, to be like, oh, you see, porn makes $3 billion a year. They sell beet sugar and it makes $14 zillion a year. There's probably 7, 8, 9 figures of troll cash flowing to major figures in the lolcow community as
I'm sure
aggressors or whatever you want to call them. But
all over TikTok. There's lolcows all over TikTok, and when I swipe through my live streams, there's people giving them
the
whatever.
issue is the economy, because even the money flows 2 ways. The money will flow from the pay pigs to the lolcows, and from troll to troll.
Yes.
So the money flows up from low tier troll to high tier. So if you're a low tier troll, you'll give Music Biz Marty money.
I fucking hate.
But Cyrax, Cobra, or whatever are getting Cash App, PayPal, and donations all the time.
Allegedly, the Boggling Chronicles gives Cobra a kickback to keep his channel up. I wouldn't doubt that.
I wouldn't either, because
that's how he gets his money, is just by...
We don't need to talk about lolcows, people, but but that's the thing. Cobra's an e-bagger, so he gets money and he acknowledges it online because he's not all the things that people hate. He's just a clown, a buffoon.
Yes, and I understand that.
Cyrax has to keep all of his pay pig donos hidden because he and they, and even like William Gloryhole even said it himself, like he goes after the pay pigs that give Cyrax money. It's not a safe environment for anybody. I don't want to talk about lolcows anymore. Stop.
That it spins and takes off, and it went straight to the bush.
Damn it, Bosco.
So
technically Cyrax is a horror cow, so we don't need to get into that minutia either.
No more of that.
Fosco, if you ever want to come on the show and talk about lolcows, we could have a whole episode on it.
I keep trying to get Allison on, but she's always busy.
Did it light the bush on fire?
Fosco.
No, thankfully it wasn't hot enough for that.
No burning bush that day.
After that, we cleaned. I gave him a bottle of wine as a thank you for letting us come.
Thanks, Dan.
Here's a bottle of wine.
Thankfully, I still have a couple.
Thank God for that, right? Wine.
Yeah, wine. I mean, where can you find that? Not at any corner drugstore or liquor store or Walgreens or Fry's or
Where you bought that
Safeway
tarp
or
from.
Jewel Osco or Walmart. I mean, not for nothing, we're homebrewers. This probably will feel like hyperbole, but it's not. We probably have over 100 bottles
Oh, easy.
of shit in this house. So here's the thing. If you have $5 to throw in a bottle of wine every time you go to Fry's, I would buy that.
Yep.
While we're there, Dan had a few beers. His girlfriend was there, or fiance,
Rose?
or first wife.
The dog?
She's either a girlfriend, a fiance, or a wife. I've never checked his left hand
One of the three.
to see if there was an engagement or a wedding ring. It's a man and a woman. That's all I got. They might be common law.
I'm not sure the relationship, but she was there.
She was there, damn it.
No name.
Rose.
Never got her name. Just Dan's girlfriend. She's got purple hair. She's IT at MATC. The school's own IT.
Okay.
Anybody else there?
Rose.
Just the two of us, and then the neighbors watched.
Just
one
the
to our
two
left
of
and
us.
one across the
The
street.
neighbors watched.
One
Because I murdered both my parents. Just the two of us.
Me and my hand.
the one across the
Classic hand job.
street had some cooler stuff than I've ever seen a person be able to own, or firework-wise.
You know that's illegal, right, Chandler?
Depending on the state.
But there we are, and then someone in the distance, kind of closer to our house, launched a mortar, artillery firework, and then I was like, okay.
You know, the
we
type
have
of
to go
fireworks
home
they use
for
in the
dogs,
military.
So we went, and that was pushing 9:30, 9:45. We got home. We
Got into
got
the
into
couch fort. I told you they made a fort.
We ate some Pop-Tart cereal because it was 1997 at the time. Sorry, 1992 probably.
And put on Daybreak, was the apocalypse show. Daybreak. Put on that because we were trying to finish it.
On Netflix.
Yes.
Netflix and chilling with Cat.
This is Cat and I still.
Awesome.
She was spending the night.
Who else was gonna be there?
The whole time,
Not your parents.
dogs
They
are
were dead.
pushing me, nosing me, and everything.
The dogs were like, "Get with her, Cat." And I was like, "No, dogs, I can't. It's not the right time." And the dogs were like, "Keep telling me things." And I was like, "Am I the son of Sam?"
And so we kind of stopped and stopped watching, and she goes to bed.
I give myself a hand job.
Yeah. See?
I'm trying to let the dogs out, or at least go back in a little bit.
Classic Baja
The
man.
fireworks, they couldn't. We get to bed upstairs in my room.
She doesn't like the couch bed, you see.
Because she doesn't like the couch.
Obviously.
And she'd work in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'd say that's 10-ish, 10:30. And the whole time, the younger dog keeps jumping on us. So I leave
Does your dog have a name? She's just part of the girls?
Cat in the bed, and I go sit out down in the couches and chairs down by the real dinner table.
The real
I
one,
was
not the
there.
fake one.
Yeah, if you look past the facsimile of a dinner table, because if you put dinner on it, it'll fall apart. Don't do that. Always go to the real dinner table.
Always.
You'll thank me later.
Hang out with the dogs so Cat can get asleep.
Where we first started talking last night.
Yes,
Like the
the main
kitchen,
door.
dining room.
Sitting
and the
there
couches.
playing cards with the
I sit down
dogs.
there so Cat can get some sleep because I don't work tomorrow. She does.
I don't work, you see.
Then I
See, I haven't had a job since
Ever.
SpaceX felt like it could have gone somewhere, but it turns out, you know what, that was a lie too. So
Yeah.
whoopsie daisy.
put the ladder in front of those steps so the girls can't come up.
What?
They
Classic
key
girl
on
ladder.
The kitchen, the tiles, so I clean that.
Chandler's
and then-
trying
well,
to filibuster this
I was thinking
interrogation.
before
Seriously, we've been here for 46 minutes of interrogation time, and we have learned literally nothing.
How long is this interrogation? I
His-
can't read it.
An hour and 36 minutes.
All right, so we're halfway through.
Isn't the worst
Kind
thing.
of.
They're not going to go outside.
Yeah.
The
And I
fireworks,
go
you
to
see.
bed.
It's July 4th.
Then it's Monday morning.
Classic Monday
That
morning.
goes to work.
You came in with the breeze on Monday morning. Not to bring up No Doubt again, but, you know, if you're listening to Tragic Kingdom, Monday morning's on there, bitch.
7:50-ish, maybe earlier. Then I'm left to myself, so...
He watches New Girl by
Yeah.
himself, gives himself a hand job.
We've already established he's a wild Zoe Deschanel fan.
Yep.
I have a couple of friends. They said, Dave, the New Girl's a good show. I said, you guys are fucking idiots.
I know he has wide at home and watched a Netflix movie before touching himself
Do you
upstairs.
think he like pops a bottle of like sangria or rosé and he's like, now it's time for a little Chandler.
With some New Girl.
Yeah. Classic CHJ.
on Monday morning. I go back and forth through some video
Word.
games, and then back.
Back to video games. And then I murdered my parents. Chopped them up. Left them on my girlfriend's parents'
Back, and
property.
All I've learned from forensics is logouts.
Yeah, who knew that when we started talking about Chandler Halderson, you learned so much about King Cobra JFS
We
and
all knew.
Cyrax?
We all knew.
We all knew it.
Every
Jameson.
time.
Those don't like to stand up very good.
You're lucky we haven't brought cars up yet.
You just want to talk about cars?
Let's talk about cars.
So New Girl video games. This is Monday. We're getting later. I have a little bit.
We're
to eat
getting
for lunch.
laid.
You said let's talk about cars, and I thought let's talk about Minions. And I just sat
I
here
don't wanna talk
picturing
about
Minions, a
Minions.
Minion telling an interrogator about what happened.
I mean, I love Steve Carell. I think his work on The Office and all of his movies are tremendous. I think Despicable Me and the Minions movies were a fucking cash cow that he sold out for. They are shit.
I love the Minions.
But
They're
at the end of the
shit.
day on Monday, I did go for the afternoon. I did go to the farm to talk to Cress and Kat's mom.
Oh, so you were at the farm where you brought your dad's
I
body.
told them what's happening with my health because I
About how weak my legs are and how stupid my brain is now that I fell down 3 stairs. They asked about the neck brace, and I said, well, you know what? It was getting kind of itchy, so I said, fuck it.
the appointment at 2.
Did you go to the farm before or after? the
After,
farm?
because
Okay.
I told them what happened to me,
To the farm.
and I told them the legs are probably going to be permanent.
My legs are
and
permanent.
The headaches.
From the waist down, they're going to be there. And I was like, God damn it, Doc. Can I get a second opinion? He's like, yeah, you got legs. And I was like, fuck. They're weak.
would be
Take 'em
fixed
off.
After the hemorrhage is cleared a little bit.
Hemorrhage. Yeah.
I don't.
It's brain
So-
hemorrhage. Light concussion.
Now that I'm there, I talked to their mom
He's part of the PHS boys.
and Crest together. And
He's dressed comfortably for this. I've seen enough of these to know they keep it super cold in there.
Right. Good. You've probably seen Michael Rafferty in his stupid little astronaut blanket as like Jim Smith yells at his fucking ass. And even though it is July, it is probably hovering at a balmy 62 degrees.
In
this-
Wisconsin.
Yeah, because why else? No, in this interrogation room.
Well, yeah.
I don't know what a Wisconsin summer is like. Never lived there, but if it's anything like Chicago, it's nothing to write home about because people were dying in 80-degree weather, and I was like, "You guys are pussies." But
right, like he thought enough to have a sweatshirt.
right, but does it also sort of feel like those committed Arizona goths? I mean,
He is 23.
some people wear hoodies year round, and I go, "What the fuck is wrong with you,
PJ.
I think
PJ?"
Kat's mom is all right with me. She's
I think my friend's mom is okay with me. Dan, remember Dan? He is okay with me dating Kat, which is why my mom gave me the okay. Mm-hmm. Bart? Bort?
she
Where's
wants me
he?
to move into the east side Kat's house
Okay.
and start paying rent as an apartment because she doesn't like that I live at home.
Does Kat live with their mom?
Right, because
or-
you're too old to.
Kat has an apartment.
Okay.
She's a pharmacy tech. She
Kat
makes
does?
money. She has a
it's
job.
It's by Mifflin.
Okay.
The Party Avenue. It's by there.
What?
Classic party Mifflin.
Okay.
So I'm there talking to their mom and Chris. Then I
Crest
go
must
up,
be the dad, not the dad, but
It's
like,
it's the Tinder guy.
you know, break down by their shed and
The
they
Tinder
go
guy is who her mom met.
swimming.
right. But yeah, wherever he's from, Crest is the dude who was skinny dipping in the pool when Chandler walked up, and
Cleaned his hands.
right, like P.S. Like, let's say like the roles are reversed, and I'm like my son is murdered by, or no, not murdered by. Like, let's say my son marries a woman or gets entangled with a lady who kills her parents, and she shows up and wants to like use my hose to wash the blood off her hands, and I'm naked at the time. I don't. There's no situation.
What
where
do
I
you
can be
do?
Like, yeah, because like, imagine being nude with your partner that you met on Tinder in your own pool, and Chandler Halderson walks out of the woods to be like, "Hey, you're nude," and I'm not going to address that.
Yep.
Right by the swimming pool is the shed, so
Right.
they wanted to watch me, like, you know,
Give myself a head job.
break down and all that. So after I noticed they're just watching, I just walk over to them.
What?
What?
Describe your breakdown to me.
I actually cried.
I actually cried. You
What?
guys. It's funny the closed caption that
Chuckles.
uses, I actually cried. Parenthetical chuckles. Here's the thing. Every time I cry, which is more often than I'd like to admit, even if I have to talk about the times I've cried because I have to think about the things I was crying about, I get a little weepy. I don't go, yeah. I think about the horrible things that happened to me in the past, and I was like, like, your parents are dead, bitch. They're like, yeah, I actually cried. You know how that is, guys. I mean, sometimes you cry. Your parents are dead. Not even make a mention of that.
Started kicking grass, just doing the toddler tantrum shit. Then I hopped in the water with them.
Okay.
So
Yeah, did a little tantrum, pulled a little toddler action. I kicked the grass, then I hopped in the pool, and I was chill.
David has feelings. What a girl.
too late. I was in the water.
My bad.
And I realized Crest didn't have a top. And that was uncomfortable.
Oh, sorry. Cress is a woman. Cress is the woman that Kat's mother met on Tinder. Kat's mother is lesbian. That was from earlier. Got it.
That makes it even worse.
She's got boobs.
If you show up and it's like your girlfriend's mom and her dad, like, I don't know. As I grow older, I realize dongs aren't special necessarily. So, I don't know. Let me just say this. When you have a child, you sort of realize that like some things you've been stressing about for no reason. When you have to bathe another human being with yourself just to save time, you go, okay, whatever. Like, I don't know. There's a dynamic with a mom and a dad that you would not get with a mom and a mom. Because I don't know why it makes it worse. Like, so, okay, let's say Chandler walks out of the forest after disposing of his mom's carcass, right? And there's his future mother-in-law and future father-in-law. I can see why the mom would be a little bit like,
Weird.
man, because like my tits are out. But the dad being like, hey, we've all been in locker rooms and you've seen dicks before. Check it out. Don't stare, but I get it.
Right.
When you walk in and there's two ladies, it feels a little more
Well, like, yes, right. And, like, I don't get in the shower with our son. You know, like, it's weird.
There's some things, like, it's even a little weird for me, because my son is now 5, and I go, like, not only is it a hassle to shower with another human being, but, like, at some point he's going to be like, why are we doing this together? And I go, oh. So thank God he hasn't asked that question yet. But, like, it is wearing on me annoyance-wise.
You gotta admit to loving your wife and kids, you sissy.
I know, right? These motherfuckers tie me down. I should be riding a motorcycle somewhere.
Housing situation, how she doesn't like how my parents.
You mean the dad wouldn't say, "You want me to hold it closer so you get a better look at it"?
Or, I guess I don't know. She doesn't know them that well. She's never met them.
Okay. Chris was saying that.
And Kat's mom. Kat's mom is speaks his her first thought right away.
Yeah.
So they're offering me to get a job.
A hand job.
Took the words right out of my
Live with
mouth.
them, work for him while I'm working, and pay rent.
Yeah, work for them while I'm working for them. So I would work for them, and while I was working for them, I also work for them. And then they'd pay me.
No, you see,
rent.
he's working for them and working for SpaceX.
Good for you. Good for you. You know what I mean?
And that's kind of their deal. I would have like a month free of rent, or a month or two maybe if they're thinking. I could be able to borrow a car from Crest maybe if she's nice.
Maybe she's
Not
nice.
using it, I'd be able to go to work.
You know, if your girlfriend's mom's girlfriend is super nice, she might let you borrow your car.
Yep.
I mean, forget the
Tinder
fact that you're
match.
not blood related and she's in a Tinder match. She'd probably let you borrow that Corolla for an afternoon.
Yeah. It sounds like he's going for a hand career.
There's an extra one probably.
She stays at the farm.
Okay.
So if she didn't need it, I could use it
Sure.
to go.
The farm.
To a
The
job
farm is
for
where
these
he
interviews.
brought the dad.
Yeah.
So the dad went to the farm, which is where she lives,
And the mom went in the
and the
river.
mom went to the river.
Yeah, I want to say they found the dad's torso in the farm.
At the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's
mom went in the river.
they found him
Looking for a
first.
job, you know,
Right,
near
because
where-
the fucking girlfriend's mom was like, hey, police, he asked to use the pool, didn't use the pool, and then walked out of the forest disheveled and washed himself off in the pool.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We don't know how he killed them. Fosco.
Well, here's the thing. They found let me get back into the article that I have. They found a gun, a large gun at the farmhouse that was like a big old like
Right.
a shotgun.
Where I live, so I could
The
buy-
problem is we don't know for sure. In legal terms, we don't know because there were many factors here. The aforementioned, he used the fireplace to try and get rid of them that way, which did not work, and which is why he disseminated them throughout the state of Wisconsin.
Authorities found cutting tools hidden inside a rusty oil drum at the farm where Bart Henderson's remains were found, and they were like
Right. We did that.
scissors.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
And a forensic analyst testified that blah, blah,
right.
blah, blah.
But here's the thing. When a butcher cuts up a slaughtered or a dead pig, you don't know how that pig died. The butcher is like, hey, this pig was delivered to me dead.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, because the medical examiner wasn't able to determine how Krista Halderson was killed.
It was more than likely a gun because Chandler is a scrawny little idiot and he's stupid and he's not going to be able to.
Yeah, authorities believe this gun was the
Right.
weapon that killed them.
More than likely, but I'm saying definitively, we
Yeah.
don't know. All we know for sure is that he dismembered them and disseminated their body parts around the state of Wisconsin, also on the property of.
His known places.
Right.
Yeah.
bike that would keep me, you know,
So yes and no, I guess is the answer to that.
Yeah.
these going. I don't think they can get worse, but I could keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
What was I doing? Where are we?
Sunday.
Where
so
am I?
you're swimming, had a little breakdown. What
Aren't
were you
they
having
on
a breakdown
Monday?
About?
No, Fosco, we cannot say beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not use a Cobra Craft handmade wand.
Damn.
Or his competitor, like, what was it called? Like adult retard wand or whatever.
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
it's real fucking hilarious. I think King Cobra JFS handcrafted wands, like the original legitimate logo, is hilarious. But I think the Regarded Wands logo is even funnier.
You ever have your legs kind of? Yeah.
No,
You ever have your legs spin? Nah.
I don't even know if they're done getting like as bad as they can be yet. So that's
I mean, with these legs, you look at them, they can get worse, they can get better. One thing we
Who
know
knew
for
it?
sure is they're bad.
Concussion could give you like
not fun.
stroke legs.
Right, I never got hit in the head and wondered, like, am my legs going to be okay? And legitimately, like, not only did I live through a childhood like everybody else where we take a lot of, like, head injuries, but I also spent a lot of time in the martial arts.
Yeah.
I took a lot of tanks, to the dome there.
I smashed my head recently with the trunk of my car, and I feel my legs.
I one time had a chest of drawers or an armoire rather, and had these big drawers that opened, and like full force went down, not realizing they were open, and clocked myself. The amount of unregistered concussions I have is probably off the charts, but I feel like I'm still mostly okay.
Yeah, I hit my head more times as an adult, and because enough times for David to talk about it, and my legs work.
Right, but then again, it's kind of like maybe it's like a soft cantaloupe. As you hit the right spot, and it's just downhill.
I think you were telling me last night it's a symptom of a concussion, right?
So
Is that right?
that's not it. It's a symptom of nerve damage from the hit to my spine. So it's permanent.
Okay.
That's why he wanted the neck brace, because
Yep.
his spine.
His C-spine.
Right, guys?
I understand that now better.
Yeah.
So you have cervical, thoracic, and
The other one.
thoracic and abdominal. Let's call it that.
Stenosis.
But anyway, because you're not going to bust your ass spine by and large. So more than likely, you're going to have a cervical or a thoracic spine issue. Because that's where most of
That's
your
when
body is.
your disc slips and stuff
the
like
waist
that.
and up. No one's like, oh, I slipped a disc like right where my spine meets my ass.
So it's just legs.
I feel that sometimes, though.
Waist feeling is probably colostomy bag down the road and all of that. But
What?
I got a
we are
leaky butthole.
Sunday.
That's a whole thing.
Imagine like falling down the stairs, hitting your head, allegedly, possibly your neck, and then like ending up with a colostomy bag.
I don't know if that's a thing.
Right. Like, how many times have you been, like, at worst, you're going to receive a bout of amnesia, which can be righted by another blow to the head. No one, like, imagine the Addams Family where Gomez is flipping between, like, being a normal guy who likes hot dogs and beer to, like, iguana souffle and giraffe liver foie gras or whatever. Right? Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, Chandler Halderson can't get hit in the head, and suddenly he's like a paraplegic over the course of several years.
Right? Pretty casual about it, too, says
Yeah. Hey, you know what? My legs, they're slowly dying. Remember
gonna
when
shit in a bag.
Cyrax, not to bring up locales again, remember when Cyrax spent 3 months in bed, and his legs started to die and he had to go to the ER? It's not like that. He's got Cyrax legs.
Cyrax?
Yeah, Cyrax, according to him, was so depressed that he spent most of his time in bed and his legs started to rot off his ass.
Jesus.
That's Chandler.
Okay, we're sitting in the
Eggs
pool, we're hanging out.
Bobby, yellow modeling clay. So you're getting eggs erroneous.
They're just talking to me. Sometimes they're being nice. Sometimes they're like making the offer, like, "Hey, if you move in, you can pay rent. This is a good
You
neighborhood."
think it was the bed bugs? I think it was a healthy mix of both. I think if I mean, not for nothing. He doesn't sleep in bed. He sleeps on the floor. We got confirmation on that. But the bugs are still there. So possibly lack of use and bed bug infestation.
It's a cul-de-sac. There's parking. So
Thanks for the free
on the
parking.
east side, just off of Milwaukee Street. That's Andrew.
Oh,
You take a left turn onto Andrew.
Classic Andrew.
Yep.
So that's it. So it's a good neighborhood.
Do you think that Chandler Halderson is a famous enough murderer to get name checked on Red Letter Media like what's his name did? Oh, God damn it, Dahmer. I bet both from Milwaukee, right, guys?
Kind of like the one by my parents.
Mm-hmm.
If I lived there, I'd at least be on.
Okay, so maybe Chandler. Okay, so Cyrax got the leg problem from bed bugs. Chandler got his from a head injury. I mean, is there a correlation? I don't know, Jameson.
Doing my own thing. And then they're like, well, appreciate you stopping by. So I head out and I go, that was Monday afternoon. I go to dinner at Kat's house on the east side.
Okay. What time do you think that was?
Had to be 7:30. I left the farm, which was Cress's.
7:30 p.m.
Oh, so the Farmer's Cress's, the Tinder date.
Okay.
That's what I said before.
We're at Kat's. And then she's...
Isn't it weird that Chandler, Cat, Cress, it's like a Mormon family. They decided to name everybody with a C.
Mm-hmm.
She's planning on feeding me. This is Monday, correct?
You know, my
Yeah.
legs don't work, so she has to feed me.
After the farm, son of Cress. I think we just eat and cuddle a little bit.
Okay.
When I go home, there's the girls. Let them out and go to bed because
Yeah, I had what a day I had. Plus, oh yeah, P.S. I had to spend most of the night
Murdering.
dismembering my parents so that I could dump them on the property of my parents' Tinder date.
Nope, my girlfriend's mom's Tinder
Girlfriend's
date.
mom's Tinder date, sorry.
Yeah. What time do you think you left her place?
Let's
Cat's
see.
Gate.
I resent that. I'm Mormon and my mother, Janice, son, are you allowed to others? That's Janet James. There's that John and James. I can't read it. It's too small on my tablet.
Many apologies to the Mormon community because I know they
Sorry.
love to land on a letter.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a cultural thing.
We're not. Yeah, we're not.
All 100% true. No shit. So, is that, Fosco, is that just a Mormon thing? Because the only people I've come across that go, okay, we're married to one letter of the alphabet, it's always been Mormons. Catholics don't do it. Protestants don't do it. Lutherans don't do it.
Fosco is James.
Right. So, is it just a Mormon thing? They get married to a letter of the alphabet? We've got neighbors all across the board, D from soup to nuts.
Except for the husband, whose name isn't start
Right,
with a
but
D.
you couldn't fix that.
I love them though.
He was named by somebody else. Yeah,
Right.
They're great.
I love
But it's
them.
weird to be like, because when I was growing up, my best friend Tyler had a brother, Trent, Tommy,
The
Taylor,
whole thing.
and a sister, Tanya, and there were 11 of them.
I don't think it's a Catholic thing because my mother is Catholic,
No,
and
it's not. It's a Mormon thing.
yeah.
9.
Listen, when you have 7 kids, you gotta get creative, but you also want to be consistent.
Right. Creativity,
But-
I get.
but why-
Creativity expands to encompass the entire alphabet.
Yeah, you don't gotta stick with one
Putting-
letter.
It feels like, okay, I understand that art thrives under limitation because given everything, you're going to go, I don't know what to do. So art thrives with limitation. I just don't understand why a family, a Mormon family, would think that naming all of their children would be an artistic endeavor. Maybe just name the things that you like. Maybe if you're really married to the letter J, fucking nailed it. Great. But why is it that just Mormons do that? It's weird.
That's about 9, okay.
Weirdos? Florida
Shouldn't come with
Mormons?
you.
What are you guys?
Are you from Florida originally?
He said that. It's for real.
You can be a
Floridian.
Floridian without being born in Florida, though. You
I'm
can
pretty
go
sure-
to Florida.
Okay, let me research here. I'm pretty sure he said born and raised. I've given up my
I
research.
don't know.
There's too much talking. Fosco, please confirm.
Right away.
Thank you. Yeah, you
Yeah.
broke the cycle, Fosco, because you realized that it was probably annoying at the very least, right? Yeah, boom.
Okay, born and raised
in
in Florida. Whew.
Same here. Born and raised in Arizona. Spent
I
a little
was
time in
not.
Chicago. Decided it was sucky. You're living in the penis of America. Classic.
How about
Charlo.
Jermal and Jermal?
What is that like my brother Dale and my other brother Dale?
What are you talking about, Jameson? You've lost us.
I think she stayed
South
at her
Florida.
Or her house.
My grandfather
think
went to
that's-
Boca Raton.
That might be what he's talking about. Charlo and Jermal might be my brother Gerald, my other brother Gerald. This might be a finally, although obscure.
World champion boxers.
Oh, so it wasn't a Bob Newhart reference? My brother Jermal, my other brother Jermal? I mean, P.S. George Foreman did that.
Well, there's Jermel and Jermal.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. George Foreman named all of his kids George. Even the girl.
don't
Her name
get
was
it.
Georgia or something.
I mean, I get we named our kid Elliot after Elliot Stabler, but like that's not.
We didn't go, hey, guess what? We're going to, well, throw a dart at the map. E. All right. E is our, no, I chose, Georgina, thank you.
Yes.
I chose Elliot for personal and cultural
Right.
reasons. Not because I was like, something in my
CDE.
religious or cultural background was like, hey, pick a letter and stick with it, you stupid bastard.
So there we are.
Personally, I'm not calling you a stupid bastard. I would not be like, because I'm stupid enough that I might have done that. If I had more than one kid, it might be Elliot and Ella and Elias.
And
What an
that's it.
opportunity missed. Elias Cotius? I should have named him Elias after the original Casey Jones that stole my heart. Elias Cotius. Best and only Casey Jones.
We are.
The cleanest, best.
Cleanest,
Tuesday.
best Casey Jones.
Born in '98, was Chandler named after Matthew O'Rees?
No, he's obviously named after Chandler
Bing.
or Chandler Bong.
Perry's character on Friends.
Oh,
Matthew Perry's, yes. Chandler Bing.
Okay, so
is named-
O'Rees
yes.
meant Perry. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, he's Chandler Bong.
He's Chandler Bong.
His brother's name is Ross.
R.I.P. Matt Perry. I liked him. I saw a TikTok. He did he was a teacher in some movie. I don't know what it was, but I saw clips on TikTok about how he's a teacher in underprivileged schools. And I kind of want to watch the movie, but I don't know what it was called. If anybody knows what it was called, let me know.
He wasn't, that's the thing. Not a bad actor. Maybe a bad human. I don't know. But if you like Matthew Perry, you can also watch The Whole 9 Yards. He plays a comedic foil to Bruce Willis in that movie.
Oh, poor Bruce Willis.
So it's two tragedies there. But and P.S. The Whole 9 Yards refers to the length of the bullet that you would fire through a 50 cal, or maybe it was a 30 millimeter. Anyway, moral of the story is when they would bring you like those belt-fed machine guns, the Whole 9 Yards was the whole manufactured row of bullets. You'd have 9 yards of munitions.
Fosco says Judith Hogue has liked and shared a couple of his pictures.
No shit.
Whoa.
Holy fuck. If Judith Hogue would hit me up in my DMs, I would drop Krista like a hot rock.
Damn.
I would say, goodbye, son and wife. The original April O'Neil wants me. Even if it wasn't like necessarily guaranteed. I would roll the dice.
I believe
She was in a very, very popular Campbell's soup commercial, you guys.
or not wakes me up. I did the 6 again with the dogs and the food, but I got back in bed. I don't know if I passed out or zoned out a little bit, but
Either passed out or zoned out. Either way, I was out.
One of the two.
Dan is worried about my mom on Tuesday. I
Who's
think.
Dan? We still know who Dan is.
Did he call
I
or
said
text
no,
her?
no.
Oh,
worries.
right. Dan
My
is
mom.
the work friend of the mom who he reaches out to for.
Yeah, and that's
spiritual
probably how they
guidance.
found out she didn't show up to work. Drew the Hogue and the OG Blue Ranger, David Yost. Really, really cool fans on each.
That's legit shit. Because if I were to, I mean, obviously April O'Neil is a layup, like whatever. She could kick me in the balls, and I would count it as one of the high points of my life. I was never a Power Rangers fan. However, the Blue Ranger, aka David Yost, my favorite. Not for nothing. I think he drove the Triceratops. Everybody else seemed like I identified with the Blue Ranger the most because he was a nerd, I was a nerd. I didn't like Power Rangers, but I at least found some common ground. Plus, I mean, what else did you have to latch on to, right? The Pink Ranger went on to star in Infested. The Yellow Ranger tragically died in a car accident. The Red Ranger went on to do porn. I think the Black Ranger probably got out unscathed. And P.S. the Red Ranger's porn was gay porn. If that makes a difference. I don't care one way or the other, but it feels like if you grew up watching the Red Ranger fight the putties, it might be weird to see him take one in the fart tank.
I don't know if he called or I think he just contacted. That's what I can think of.
Reached out.
Yeah, he reached out. Then I'm like, oh, it's Tuesday morning. They should be here.
Wowzers.
That's right, Fosco.
A little worried. I think I called my mom that day.
All right.
And then,
You talked to her?
no, she never picked
Not
up.
for
It's
Tuesday
always,
either?
it's always the voicemail. It said voicemail.
Right, like I called her and I heard the phone ringing, so I looked over at the phone that was sitting on the counter because I killed my parents.
No one knew.
Yeah.
So it's
Isn't
off,
the Green
out of
Ranger the one
range.
that comes here sometimes?
The Green Ranger is
And he passed away,
Jason
right?
David Frank,
But he used to come here for conventions. Wasn't he the one that came here for the last convention?
They
that we went
all come here. Like all of the Rangers. Here's the thing. Whatever. I don't. Beyond the original Power Rangers, I don't give a shit. I know some of the folklore of the original Rangers, and yeah, the Green Ranger, Jason David Frank, and his this sort of ties into lolcow culture
Oh,
again
Jesus
because
Christ.
the Green Ranger was a personal hero to Cyrax and also the ultimate beta male. Was it Jared Genesis? Right, guys?
Sure.
Jared Genesis, he was happy that the Green Ranger died, whereas Cyrax was sad.
Oh, Jameis.
What's up?
The Red Rangers. He's in the series videos I watch called Hand Jobs.
You watched those, Jameson? Does he keep the outfit on?
I don't know the other factors that could give you that.
It's like a voicemail right away. Goes straight to voicemail, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever factors can give you that.
So I might have missed it.
Yeah,
So
whatever factors. Either she ignored my call or her phone was off. Whatever factors they were in there.
John DeFetrich's leg just keeps getting closer and closer, pointed towards
It's
what's his
trying to
nuts.
snake up Chandler's ass to like working like a puppet.
JDF signed my street dio. He went all out and did a bunch of graffiti for me and signed my Green Ranger figure's foot like Andy from Toy Story.
That's pretty badass.
Whoa.
So there are some people out there, you know, tragic or not, that are. So I have a similar story. It's not the bass sitting over here, but I've got a bass guitar. It's actually right. Just kidding. It's right behind the other bass. You can't see it. It doesn't matter. Shit. Sorry, guys. I'm a little. This cup is empty now. Glass. Anyway. I've got a Fender Aerodyne bass, but my classic was a Soundgear Ibanez. So when I went to see Bumblefoot, aka Ron Thal, at this musician's workshop that I mean, essentially snuck into, but because my friend kind of knew a dude, we got in. He signed that base.
Did he pass away?
No, he's still alive.
Oh.
Ron Thal is still alive. He signed that base. I saw him face to face, and it was one of the greatest moments of my life. So I imagine it's probably like when you meet JDF, and they go above and beyond. Because not only did he sign the neck stock of that base, he drew a little picture of himself on it.
Aww.
And it's fucking awesome. And that base is trash. It's a sound gear.
All
Not
I
great.
have
Under $200.
All I have is shaking Robin Williams' hand when I was in college.
No, he didn't sign shit for you.
No, but I'll never forget it because, I mean, well, hopefully I'll never
You
forget
should
it.
have brought a copy of Jumanji.
I didn't know he was going to be there because they were him and John Travolta were shooting a movie downtown and he walked through our college and...
What do you think about that? Anyway, moral stories, yeah.
So from the time like they left, did you talk to them at all when they were
I got a
up
text.
north? You got the one
Up
text,
north.
And
The middle
So you
north.
mentioned
Up
earlier,
north.
like it.
right?
You think they were baking like 10 dozen cookies up there, Chandler?
Yeah,
But that was it. Nothing else.
Yeah. So that's fishy to me, even the text, because I realized Memorial.
Yeah, it wasn't fishy that my parents pulled a bunch of like silver bars out of a safe and left with a couple that I never met before. It wasn't until they weren't returning the text that I was like, this is fishy.
Day is when the White Lake Parade is.
Oh, sure.
There's
sure.
Oh, P.S. 4th of July of this year was on a Sunday, so the parade was on a Saturday. Mm-hmm. And he texted himself from his mom's phone from the parade on Sunday. Whoops.
The 4th of July, maybe there's cheap drinks, but there's no parade at White Lake.
Oh, whoa. So you know that now, right? But when you were playing your mom and texting you from her phone, she saw the parade on Sunday, so what the fuck?
This is
On
suspicious.
the 4th.
I mean, some bear mace.
Check my truck. My
maybe
fishing
there
gear's
is
in my
now.
trunk.
Yeah, my fishing gear and my license is in my console. Please.
I realize I've always gone on Memorial because that's the
Sure.
weekend I get time off from school and all of that. You don't get time off.
Yeah. Typically, you have to work straight through the 4th of July or go to school through the 4th of July.
When? Since when?
Oh, yeah, school, summer vacation, and July is in the summer. What the fuck are you talking about, Chandler? You have off of school for Memorial Day, but not the 4th of July. What?
Interrogation should have a public super chat element to it. Hey Chandler, for Master 69
Fort
says you look guilty of any response.
Yeah, do you think they would... imagine how hilarious, but...
Like a Zoom thing.
Well, like it would be two things at once. It would be ultimately hilarious, but be ruinous to the judicial system if there was like a donate to talk
A
shit
super
feature.
chat option, right?
Yeah. Like if you were a kid, like Chandler here is King Cobra JFS, and he has donate to talk shit, and he just has to take the unmitigated vitriol and bile of the public at large. I'd probably pay
Oh my god.
99 cents to do that.
Especially
shit.
it goes, hey Kayla. Classic for Master 69.
The 4th.
So
Classic.
it's basically from the time that they're gone at the cabin and you're home, running around doing what you're doing.
Classic running around,
You
Chandler.
just had one communication
On those legs of yours, how much running were you doing
Yeah.
literally?
with
Your
mom.
weak legs.
Yeah, that's kind of how
Via
I
text.
just assumed the amount of people, where they're at, and whether
Sure.
all
Well, I understand. I'm just making
added
sure it
up
wasn't
to
more than one.
her not contacting. But this was the only text.
Was there anything with Dad?
No, I won't even bother talking to him. He wouldn't use his phone while he's up there. He loves it.
Oh, does he keep his phone on him when he's up there?
It's usually in the car.
Oh, okay.
My brother and I just text all the time while we're up there.
Oh my god, he's not an only child?
No,
So he's
bro.
killing his parents with
No.
it.
I like somewhere around 2 hours and 42 minutes ago, I mentioned that he had a brother. And then several times throughout the show, I mentioned he had a brother. His brother was on the stand during the trial.
Typing square. Do you recall him talking about a brother? Because
Do you
I
guys
don't.
remember one of the 17 times I mentioned his brother? If you don't,
Maybe
you and
it was
Krista need to
during
find
my
a club and join
Body
it.
breaks.
wire antennas sometimes to make.
It's like Seamus from Family Guy. Yeah, Chandler Halderson walking into court on 2 peg legs.
So here we are. Where?
Tuesday.
Where are we?
Brother.
Voicemail immediately.
Well, I was here for my brother. My other brother is Atlantic City. I'm not a driver at night. Chandler Halderson's not a driver at night. No rubber.
Voicemail immediately Tuesday. Where?
Dan called, worried about mom not coming to work. You had already fed the dogs and that before Dan called in.
I just stopped by.
Thank God. You know, your mom didn't make it in to work, but the dogs were fed. Why would Dan give a fuck? Who is Dan, and why does he care about these dogs?
He's a coworker and or a boss.
Wait, I remember the Netflix wine.
And self-handy. I don't recall any brother. Thank you, Fosco.
God damn it, Fosco. You're removed from whatever list you were on before. This is bullshit. You know he's got a brother. You've seen him. His other brother. Atlantic City. Come on, guys.
Long pause. Perfect. An hour of a long pause in the last 4 seconds, and you'll be like, we got all the evidence.
Tell you what, guys. We are 59 minutes and 0 seconds basically on the nose in this. We have not gotten to the fact that they're going to drop the bomb on Chandler that he is, the only suspect and that basically he's going to go down for 2 life sentences. Mm-hmm. 2 things. Number 1, I'm getting very sleepy. Number 2, So I think I'm going to call it. So I think next week we're going to finish up Chandler Halderson. We've got a solid 37 minutes left.
So 3 hours of show.
No doubt can stretch into 2 hours. 3 hours is a little much. 2 hours is no problem.
We're almost at 3 hours now.
Right, but we've only done 59 minutes. We only have 37 minutes and 15 seconds
I think
left.
you can pull it off.
Anyway, the moral of the story is, I appreciate you guys showing up to watch this with us. Chandler Halderson is a buffoon, he is a douche, and he is a clown. And it's one
He's got a brother.
He's got a brother. He's got his other brother in Atlantic City. But I think the part of this that's so enjoyable is like Chandler Halderson is like a Joel Guy Jr. or a... Who killed Gannon? Letitia Stout. Any of these fools who are front to back, soup to nuts, just buffoons. And there are some cases where I feel like, like this was a product of this or that, and it's very muddy, let's say. This is one of those ones where you don't feel bad at all because Chandler's a shithead, right? Like, it sucks that Bart and Krista didn't... Because we have to be real about this. Chandler was not raised in a vacuum. Mm-hmm. If my kid kills me and somebody on the internet says that it was partially my fault, I will refuse to come back from the dead to contradict that. It's just the way it is. Like, I'm sure Bart and Krista were great people. The problem is you can be a great employee, you can be a great social person, or you can be a great parent or be a great whatever. Very seldom are you going to be great at everything. Mm-hmm. Some people I know who are great people, fun to hang out with, and enjoyable to be around. However, I would not hire them if they were the last person on earth. Mm-hmm. Whereas I worked with people who I would hire in an instant if I owned a company. On the other side of that coin, I would never see them ever in a social context. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. I don't want to throw shade on those who have passed, but there's got to be elements of everybody in this equation. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He learned the Stennis way. You get that reference, Krista?
No.
I don't fucking believe it.
Is it an earnest joke?
No. I mean, yes. Sorry, yes, it is.
Okay, okay.
Ernest goes to camp. Uh-huh. Counselor Stennis.
Okay, I get it. I couldn't
Learn us
remember
with
their
the
names.
Stennis way.
I get it now.
My leg! My leg! Christ! That's all I got for you guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Next week, we'll finish up with this because I guarantee it gets better once they start dropping bombs on his ass that they realize that he's the dude.
They give me a break. Look, I don't remember movie references like David does, and all of you guys. Give me a break. I've only seen it once. God damn it.
But where else have you come into a Stennis? Counselor Stennis. My leg! And he's out of the movie.
I never heard of Ernest until I met you.
There was
and never
an
saw it until this past
erroneous
year.
reference in this
I know there
show.
was, and I saw it, and I appreciated it for that.
And
But
that
Stennis
didn't put
did
you
not.
in the mind of Stennis?
P.S.
yeah.
Also, our child was awake during the movie, so I didn't even catch
Whatever.
100% of it.
Rod, you were right. The best part, which we didn't even get to, are the nosebleeds and the eczema, which he is going to use as a justification for why his parents' blood is splattered all over.
We'll get to it in a week.
My leg. Yeah, that's Chandler. You mentioned Chandler Halderson. Counselor Halderson. My legs. I hit my head when
And my neck, my C-spine affected my legs.
in the reboot, I hope that the golf cart that has a mind of its own moves from simple background comedic character to villainous foil of Chandler.
It is the main character.
I want that golf cart to be the prosecuting attorney when Chandler is pulled from camp and prosecuted for his horrible crimes.
That was the favorite part of that movie for me, was the fucking golf cart that came around every half hour.
The golf cart and him falling off the sign.
Yeah.
Because the absurdity is what gets me. Like when the turtle bites his nose, all of that sort of makes sense because you could have a pet turtle. But like when he's up on the Camp Kick-a-Key sign and just like poking at the rope with the screwdriver to make sure it's all there, you're like, what are you fucking doing here, Ernest?
I just have I guess the biggest thing for me is a hard time seeing somebody be such a shitheel, like in a movie.
It was the 80s. We can't.
I know, and I never saw that kind of stuff when I was younger, and seeing it now, it makes me like, oh, and like Ernest Saves Christmas. Like he did so many shitty things. Like he like murdered people on the road, and then he's like, but he saves Christmas because he fucking brings the reindeers to Santa.
Did he murder people on the road?
He caused a bunch of car accidents on the road when he was driving his taxi. Allegedly killing people. Debatable.
No, it is not even debatable. In a situation where it is a slapstick comedy, it's like The Simpsons. All of the stupidity of all the Simpsons characters, from Professor Frank to Gerald, Maggie's nemesis, like none of their stupidity hurts them because they live in a world of stupidity. Ernest lives in a world where zany antics result in no physical harm.
Yeah, and I guess see, if I saw that as like when I was younger, I could appreciate it more now. And like not seeing it as the first time as a 35-year-old adult, being like, God, like what? Trying to think of it as seeing it when I was younger, it may have been different.
I mean, that's the thing. You had to take it in context because the 80s were meant and built like purpose-driven to horrify children.
Right.
Tell that to Maud Flanders. Oh yeah, Gonzo. And what a way to die too, right? Like, imagine your obituary making mention of a T-shirt cannon. Anyway, guys, that's it for you for this episode. The next one will probably be another game show episode where maybe, I don't know, do whatever. You can maybe win your name up here like Classic Jameson did.
Triple shark.
Triple shark. He jumped 3 sharks, although one of them technically is a corgi.
It's fine.
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. We'll be back with more Chandler Halderson in 7 days' time. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Love you guys. Thanks for, being here, because if you guys didn't have the chat, it wouldn't be half as funny.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Smell you later.